That's right, guys. I'm back. Welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another live stream. Welcome back to the channel that is your home for tech, toys, and talk. And of course, the channel where, well, curiosity and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again for another stream. This one's a little bit of a rant. I was not planning to go live tonight. Not one bit. Not one bit at all. But I decided, well, damn it, let's just go ahead and do it. So yeah, as you guys saw, the title of this video and or stream is this the beginning of the fall of Hasbro? Let me explain. Yes, I am feeling a bit salty tonight, so beginning of this of stream is going to be geared towards Hasbro and a little bit of annoyance, frustration, insanity that I'm feeling towards the Hasbro. The Hasbro, also known as Hasblo, also known as, Latin for repaint. Okay. Long story short, guys. Many months ago, I shouldn't say many, but at least several months back, Hasbro and G.I. Joe Classified decided, hey, we're gonna do a vehicle. We're gonna update an old vehicle from back in the 80s known as the Vamp, right? So I'm actually going to pull it up right now, guys, and let's just jump right in there. Now, apologize if you hear a little bit of an echo going on. I'm, again, as always, changing things in the room. Hold on a second here. Let me just fix that. There we go. There we go. I don't know what in the world is going on here. It's almost like I haven't done a live stream in ages. So let's just go right over here. So here we are, Hasbro's website, right? Just go right over to brands, go to G.I. Joe, and go over to classifieds. All awesome figures that I talked about on one of my previous streams. We're not going to get into that right now. Although many of those figures, many are on my list. However, this is the G.I. Joe Vamp. Okay. Me personally, I had actually two of these Jeeps when I was a kid, but I did not have action figures. It's a long short story. Was I actually got two of my uncles both bought me the Jeep. I just didn't have any G.I. Joe action figures. However, I loved having the Jeep. The Jeep was so awesome. It had these little gas tanks on the back of it. I just thought it was the coolest thing ever because G.I. Joe was the coolest thing ever alongside Transformers back in the 80s. Those were like two of the big ones, Um, they were always consistent all throughout the 80s. You guys know I'm a Ghostbuster. I love the real Ghostbusters. However, that did not have a consistent, tremendous presence like G.I. Joe and Transformers did. So obviously, this hits a certain kind of way. And obviously, we have G.I. Joe Classified Series number 112 Clutch with Vamp, multi-purpose attack vehicle. Now, I was like, you know what? This looks pretty badass. The figure looks pretty cool. Now, of course, right now show's sold out, but when I pre-ordered it in early January, it was still on pre-order. Okay, so here we go. Let's just take a quick look at this. So you get the action figure, some weapons, a wrench, choice of two different helmets, your regular infantry style helmet, and then a nice battle helmet. You get a shovel, you get a fire extinguisher, you get two gas cans, and an axe. But that's not all. Oh, wait, there's more. That's right. You can actually open up the hood. You can pretend that he's working on the engine. I mean, there is just so much you can do on here. They give you like an actual infantry shovel. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, so much playability that it's not even funny. Look at the dash right there. I mean, come on. They went all out on this. It looks phenomenal. Throw a little bit of sand, a little bit of dirt. There you go. Get a little action sequence going on. You have no actual windshield. You just have the roll cage, so your action figures can have their weapons right out the front. There you go, gas can, and he's got his helmet. It's got a little shark detail going on. Look at the decals that they have all over the Vamp. Not to mention the guns on the back of it. I mean, just everything looks great. I mean, this is like a toy photographer's dream. There you go. There you go. I mean, everything looks awesome. I think you can even take the engine out. I think that was the thing that they showed during the original wave or they unveil. So here's the thing: I actually pre-ordered this back in January. Okay, just to show you guys here. There you go. No, this is just a SKU. You don't see my information at all, really. So what's going on here? What you see is okay. I pre-ordered this, right? I pre-ordered this, and it says this pre-order item will be available to ship in approximately March 11th, 2024. Okay, that's all it shows you, right? Okay, so it's past March 2024. Okay, it's past March 11th. It is actually March 13th. And I know about 20 different people who are already getting shipping, tracking information. Um, my situation is this: Hasbro has not taken money out of my account. I received an email saying that, oh, we're getting ready to ship your order. And this was back on the 8th. Okay. That's, it's the 13th. That's 5 days later. So I was like, hey, let me email them. So I emailed them, and this is what happened. Let me see, is it? Oh, it's not showing on the screen here. Let's see if I can. Let me just remove this, and then we will reshare. That's weird. It's not showing it. Okay, here we go. So here's my email, and it simply shows you right there. Thank you for your response. We're in the process of securing additional inventory for the G.I. Joe Classified Series 112 Clutch with Vamp. Please note all shipping dates are approximate. That's all they say. Kind regards. So here's the thing: I had messaged this person, and they had basically said, weird, you because he said that the approximate ship date was the 13th. So it says right there, approximate ship date is 13th. But what happens is this: um, today's the 13th. And as of this stream and video, they have not taken any money out of my account. No complaints there. But obviously, I want them to take the money out. So, because that means that they're going to be shipping me the item. But the fact remains, they sent me an email saying that, oh, we are securing additional inventory, which means, okay, I pre ordered back in January. So you're telling me that, okay, the fact that I pre ordered, 3 or 4 months out, that what? That doesn't matter? Uh, I mean, me personally, the reason why this is bugging me so much is I have this thing where I've pre-ordered from different retailers, Walmart, Target, a few other places, and usually about 9 out of 10 times something happens. Something's lost in shipping. The item is suddenly no longer available. Things of that nature. Uh, we've all had that happen plenty of times. But I thought Hasbro was a little bit better than that. And if you notice, yes, we're not seeing as much of a presence when it comes to Hasbro stock in stores. On shelves, we're still seeing Black Series, obviously. Power Rangers is almost non-existent. We're just getting the same old repeats. I mean, we have honestly, my stores here in the East Coast, Power Rangers is pretty much non-existent. G.I. Joe Classified even is very, very sparse, very sporadic. It makes it. I know that they've had 2 bad years as far as their product because they felt, hey, let's reel back how much of our product we're going to produce, and let's go ahead and do something else. Okay, let's create a. There we go. Let's take a look at the chat here. We got Millennium Workshop Rex. How you doing tonight? $100, good deal. Yeah, that's what I thought. He says drinks coffee at Tim Hortons. Yum. Yeah, Timmy Hose is the way to go. We have Tim Hortons here in Buffalo, so nice. Those that don't know, that's a Ghostbuster reference right there, guys. But what really kind of irks me is, okay, I'm usually someone that I don't like pre-ordering. I always have something go wrong, and apparently that streak is still going on here. So yeah, the fact that Hasbro sent me the email saying we are currently securing more inventory. Why? Isn't that the purpose of a pre-order? Okay, at least from my experience as a consumer, and I would think from business standpoint, okay, let's do a pre-order. Okay, if we have, let's make 500 units. Okay, we're going to do, well, Hasbro, let's just say they're going to do 50,000 units, let's just say. Okay, so they make 50,000 of these GI Joe vamps. Okay, that means that only, they're going to allow pre-orders until that 50,000 units is exhausted. If you're allowed to buy 2 or 3, then yeah, you can buy up to 2 or 3, but when we hit that 50,000 mark, that's when we hit the sold out button, and nobody else is going to be able to buy it now. Now, usually you in most retailers, or should I say most manufacturers, they might build, okay, if we're going to do 50,000, let's make 5,000 extra for defects. Okay, if someone gets a defective unit, something that's damaged, they may say, okay, hey, we're going to send you a replacement. We're going to send you a replacement. That's why they usually do a little bit of a reserve. But the fact that they have to tell me that, oh, we are currently securing additional inventory, that doesn't sit well with me. And I'm sure it doesn't sit well with a lot of other people. I mean, I could sit here and in fact, I'm going to go to, the almighty Facebook, right? Let me go to GI Joe Classified Collectors. This is a Facebook page or a Facebook group that anybody can join. Let me see if I can pull up my post here. See, there are people who are posting, hey, here's a person named Jeremy. Anyone else get theirs yet? Hi, Jeremy. Your recent payments for GI Joe Classified series was successful. Your collection is about to get a major upgrade. You can leave it to us. I have yet to receive this message. I received a message saying, oh, get ready. We're going to be shipping your item in a couple days. But what they do is they won't take the money out until they're shipping it, until they have it in hand so they can ship it out. That's usually when they do it. But, there's a lot of people who are psyched for a lot of great Joes coming out here through Pipeline. Let me see if I can find my post here. There we go. Here we go. Go back. Yep, that's me. Don't worry, guys. So yeah, here's a post I did. Question for anyone. Um, Pre-order GI Joe Vamp. I received an email. Should be shipping soon, and the site says approximately ship date March 11th. It is March 12th. This was yesterday. No money has been withdrawn. Has anyone had a similar issue? And this is other people's. It's delayed sometimes. You may not. You may not even getting shipping notifications sometimes. I was like, oh, why haven't they taken the money out? That's why I said. Hasbro communicated they're still trying to secure inventory. That's why I explained to them. Another person, Jason Albrecht. And by the way, I don't have permission to use their names here, so I do apologize. This person says ship this evening. He says I emailed them. They said sending out an order. I have 2 ordered. Nothing came out yet. I was charged yesterday, so I suspect it'll ship tomorrow. And I said, hey, congrats. Hey guys, I've heard they come in and out for pre-order with the limit of the one. You guys think that they'll open it up again? I personally will think that they would do another run, or that they'll repaint it to make the Cobra version of it, which had rocket launchers off the back of it. There's a lot of people said, hey, same issue, but I know that my order placed last Friday or whatever would kind of be sort of one of the last ones to go out. Now, I placed my order back in January. You would think that I should be, seeing some movement down here. Nothing. He says, I got the item will ship soon on the 8th. Money was taken out at 12:02 a.m. on the 12th. It was shipped on the 12th and will arrive sometime on the 13th, according to FedEx. So by this time today, he's got his already. Tracking shows mine should be arriving tomorrow. This was obviously this is today, so that means he's going to get his on Thursday. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are getting them. My money was withdrawn this morning, no shipping yet, and yes, I have the FedEx app on my phone. So yeah, a lot of people are like, mine is en route. All these people, I'm sorry guys, you guys can't even see what I'm sharing. So here, let me go right here. I'm an idiot. I'm just looking at the page here. So here we go. So there's all these people who are posting that I was charged yesterday, so I suspect it'll ship tomorrow. Another person saying, "Hey guys, they've come in and out of pre-order. I have had the same issue. Mine already shipped." A lot of people posting that it's already shipped. So it's crazy that all these people, my money was withdrawn this morning, no shipping yet, update yet. And yes, I have the FedEx app. Mine is en route as we speak. Person said yes. So there's a lot of people who are getting their vamps are already shipping. One person who placed an order last week and they're getting theirs. So I'm just wondering where in the world. I mean, I'm just trying to rationalize why would they have to secure more inventory? Securing more inventory says that, hey, we don't have enough product to ship out. So that really irks me. Okay, we got Bill Lionaire. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I apologize if I'm not. 8 placed my order at 6:30 on the 11th, so I expect to get mine last. Okay, I understand that. Yeah. But here I am. I ordered it like first week of January. I think it was January 6th or 7th. I placed my order. Right in January. That's over 3 months later. You would think that okay, I should be getting mine relatively soon, but they haven't even taken the money out. There's nothing this person couldn't even reassure me that, oh, we're going to be placing, yeah, January, yeah, wow. I placed my order back in January. But the crazy thing is, like this customer service person, Kevin, his name was Kevin. Good thing it was Kyle. His name was Kevin, and he said, "Oh, well, we have to secure more inventory," which to me just boggles the freaking mind. Why'd you have to secure more inventory? I mean, you're Hasbro, okay? If you're going to do a pre-order, let's say you're going to do a limited run of 5,000, then yeah, you do a limited run of 5,000 and cut people off. It sounds like what they do is, and it would make sense if they ship them out in sequence. Order one, order two, order three. Sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. I agree. Bill says January. Wow. Yeah, that it is weird how they operate. It makes no sense how they friggin' operate. But one thing that has me riled up is, you know what? One, I've really gotten back into GI Joe, and two, it's the update to the Jeep I had as a kid. That's where my kind of frustration is coming at. Is it's kind of a way to let me kind of relive my childhood a little bit to kind of enjoy it. I think it would be a great collection piece for my Joes. My Joe collection has been growing, slowly but surely, but they call me Shirley. And it's just disheartening because I've had so much frustration with Hasbro as a whole. Okay, uh, first off, the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire premieres. Actually, there's a New York premiere uh, right now. It hits your local theaters. It's going to premiere everywhere on January 21st, technically January 22nd, but I'm going to a night show on Thursday night next week with Mrs. Dimension. We're going to go see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I am suiting up. They have no plans to do any kind of line of Ghostbuster figures. They did the kitty, like the small little like maybe like 5 to 10-year-old type figures. They did a release of those. They're not doing Plasma series, which is the 6-inch equivalent. So me and my buddy Dan Lieberg of the Buffalo Ghostbusters in Buffalo, New York, obviously, he came up with some mashups, some kit bashing with some older uh, Ghostbuster figures, so Plasma series figures, and also that is the ones from Afterlife that you can get at decent prices at Ollie's and a few other spots through a few online retailers, and then kit bashed them with some again bargain priced Marvel figures, and we made our own Ghostbusters Afterlife figures. We made a whole wave of them. We did Winston in a suit. And actually, what I did was With him, I think we took Everett Ross, and then we put Winston's head from Afterlife on there. We had to do a little bit of painting to match up the skin tones, obviously. Um, we took Loki's jacket from his variant jacket, and we put that on Bill Murray Venkman, and then we painted the arms and the jacket orange. It matches up perfectly with him. We took Trevor's head and we put it on Slime's Egon's body, which you can easily get those figures at Ollie's. We took Talos's civilian human body and we put Ray's head on it. So I mean, we were able to mash them up, and yes, I even did Paul Rudd. So we took Ant-Man's human head, and we placed that on a Ghostbuster figure, and then we actually had a decal made up, so it actually says Gruberson. So yeah, we had a wave of 5 figures. It's sad when your patrons, the toy collectors out there, can take figures, kit bash them, and they look amazing. And Hasbro, you can't get off your duffs and give us even a limited run of plasma series of Ghostbusters 6-inch figures. You can't do that. So every time I post a picture of them, I've been posting them and I've been tagging. I've been doing the hashtag Hasbro Pulse. I've been tagging them on social media just to see if we'll get a response. So it's just weird. It's really weird. And by the way, guys, if anyone is watching and anyone wants to hop on stream with me right now, I actually have the link right there in the chat. So if anyone wants to hop on, you just click that link and hop into StreamYard and join me right here. It's something fun you can do. But yeah, that's one reason. The poor paint apps on Power Rangers, on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, there might be only 2 or 3, maybe 4 figures in the entire line where I would use a human civilian head. For the most part, the head sculpts, they look like complete and utter garbage. Just trash. Just complete trash. So, what I've been doing is I just keep my Ranger helmets on for the most part. That's what I do here, guys. By the way, guys, again, that link to jump into chat, I'm actually going to pin that towards the top. So if anyone wants to pop in, you have the option to do so. But it's like, seriously, I don't know what in the world Hasbro is trying to do right now. It makes, again, you hear me say this, it makes complete and utter nonsense. It really does. It really does. I mean, right now, Hasbro's top line for me is G.I. Joe Classified. I am still, don't get me wrong, I am a Ranger fan. However, it doesn't, we really don't know if or when they're going to come up with anything new Power Ranger wise. Okay. So, me as a collector, I'm seriously rethinking. Like, I have a bunch of Spider-Man, I have a bunch of Marvel Legends, and I'm pretty much pumping the brakes on them, except for X-Men 97. As crazy as that might sound, let's just take a look at Marvel very, very quickly. Now, I know they're the diehard, they're the completionists, right? I'm not necessarily a completionist. I do like this Cable. I think is probably the best. Well, I mean, for me, this is one of the better figures. Now, hear me out. We have Black Winter Thor. I'm just not feeling them. I get if you're a diehard comic book fan, you're gonna want that. I know you're gonna want that, right? Now, Wolfsbane. I mean, for the most part, like her X-Men logo is painted on. I'm not a fan of that. I like the embossed, I like the elevated logos myself. Oh, there we go. We got Nerd Affiliated in the house. Hey, Nerd Affiliated. Going on a little bit of a Hasbro rant. You may or may not know this. So, long story short, I did a pre-order for the G.I. Joe Vamp, the Jeep. And guess what? They still haven't taken money out. There's no idea if or when they ship. And they even sent me an email stating that they're acquiring additional inventory. I thought the purpose of a pre-order was you have a set amount of a product. We're only going to do so many of this product, and we're going to do a pre-order. Okay, once that number of once that quantity of orders is exhausted, okay, we're cutting it off. It's going to be sold out. So I placed an order back in January, and we have no idea if or when they're even going to complete the order. So, me, it's irking me because this is an item I had the Jeep as a kid, and the opportunity to kind of have that Jeep again and to have an updated version of that Jeep is pretty awesome. And let's be honest, I mean, Hasbro really doesn't. Here's the thing. Let me just pull this up right here, and let's do this so everybody can see again. So yeah, I have this order. Approximate ship date is March 11th. Yeah, it's March 13th. So that's obviously not happening. It's just crazy, and it boggles the mind. So it boggles my mind to the point where what is Hasbro doing? If they can't fulfill, pre-orders, and honestly, some of the other figures that they've been showing, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of figures that are great, especially if you're a diehard comic book fan. But if you're not, I mean, Hasbro's always said that it's fan first. I really don't think so. Um, and as far as their methodology, you would think that they would go in order of sequence. Number one, number two, number three, we're going to ship them out that way. But a lot of times I've spoken to their customer service in the past, and they say that that's not necessarily the case. They come across an order, they'll ship that order out. So what I really don't know what Hasbro is doing. We know pretty much Power Rangers is dead in the water. Lightning Collection is pretty much dead in the water. I was speaking previously on how there is no plasma series for Ghostbusters, considering Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is pretty much already on track to being probably one of the, I mean, it's let's be honest, it's only March, but it's probably going to be one of the biggest movies of 2024 so far. Now, of course, there's going to be Deadpool 3 coming out later. There's going to be other movies coming out later this year. But I definitely think Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is on track to be one of the bigger movies. You would think that, hey, Hasbro, you've had the regular Ghostbuster figures. We've had the real Ghostbuster reissues. You've also done pretty well with Afterlife. I mean, it was very well received, at least in my mind personally. Now, obviously, nerd affiliated, Hey Archer, him and his team, they get the real numbers and they present them on their streams, by the way, on Thursday nights around 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget Nerdy Coffee on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. And always, if you can't watch them live, go ahead and do the replay squad, hashtag replay squad. Go ahead and check them out. They always have amazing content. And don't forget to check out their Twitter, especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan. Check out Nerd Affiliated on Twitter, sorry, not on Twitter, on Instagram. I think he's also on Twitter too. But also check out the Real Nerdbusters on Instagram. They've scooped some pretty amazing photos today. So guys, you definitely want to check them out. But I just feel like I really don't know what in the world Hasbro is doing. I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of these figures are gonna appease the comic book fans, but a lot of times, like my good friend uh, Dre, the collector's safe space, he's looked at a lot of figures and he's like, you know what? He's been doing the method where okay, he has a really cool figure from Marvel, but then SH Figure Arts or Mayfex comes out with something even more, just even more fire, more adrenaline pumping. So what he does is he moves on to getting those figures, and then he'll pass some of his legends off to other people, or he takes them to his comic book shop to trade them in. It's kind of like right now, Marvel Legends used to be the pinnacle. Marvel Legends and Toddy Mac and DC McFarlane, the McFarlane figures were like the pinnacle. But like right now, honestly, I pumped the brakes completely on McFarlane. I haven't bought a McFarlane figure in months, maybe since December or November, maybe. I'm kind of in that same vein. It's like I if right now I'm only cherry picking right now. I don't know what anyone else is doing, but right now I'm kind of cherry picking. Like uh of the X-Men wave, I do want Cyclops. I think you have to have Cyclops, you have to have Jean, you have to have Nightcrawler. Those are priorities for me right there. Bam, bam, and bam. Um, Red Widow, I'm not that invested in the comics, so that's a pass for me. Icarus is a pass for me. Hydro Man and Daredevil. And this is like from Spider-Man the animated series. Don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man the animated series, but I'm not a fan of the cell shading. I know a lot of people have talked about this. I think also Archer's talked about this a few times. This is just a pass for me. If it hits Ollie's and it's a bargain deal, yeah, I might get them. But I mean, Hydro Man, he was only featured, I think, in one or two episodes. And he was actually voiced by Tom Wilson, believe it or not. He played the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend of Mary Jane on the show. Um, if you're a diehard, you know, Daredevil, and you got kind of a dark, kind of a like a dark alley kind of diorama, I think then definitely this Daredevil is something you got to get all day long. However, here's a couple of things. It's weird seeing a Marvel Legend with a toe crunch. That's weird, at least to me, anyways. But I'm not a fan of the cell shading because here's the thing: you do these poses, and guess what? We see nothing here. We just see red, red, red. We have black here, black here. I mean, if you're gonna, what's there's gonna, I know there's gonna be people out there who will fill in the red hinge and make it look exactly like the rest of it is, or just repaint the whole body. I mean, I don't know. It feels like an odd pairing. I thought they should have had someone else with Daredevil in here, personally. Hydro, I think, is a toss away. He really is. Um, I don't know what's going on with that. I like that we got Nightcrawler, we got Jean. It would be cool if we had Jean with some effects here. I mean, we get Jean with the short hair, and then we get Jean with the long hair, and we get an extra set of hands. That's all we're getting here. No kind of psychic, kind of like blast effects of any kind, nothing like that. But hey, oh, Cyclops, yeah, he gets his blast effect right there. We get an alternate head. We get one full set of hands. We get an alternate hand, and we get the blast effect. See, this is what I'm talking about. They do kind of an unevenness. They should give us even number of accessories to all their figures, and I think that makes you want to buy even more. You know, X-Men 97 is definitely a major, major go. I don't know how well the new TV show, so how well the new reboot is going to be. Goblin Queen, I mean, she looks like a great figure, but I really don't know much about the character. So that's an if. That's a maybe. We get the Executioner. I mean, he looks pretty badass. You know, gotta love the weapons and weapon storage. That's always a plus when we get some weapon storage on these figures. But a lot of the stuff is like, okay, this is basically, for the most part, it's a repaint. And it's kind of a crappy repaint if you ask me. It's like Iron Man Tron. This is not a priority for me. I love Iron Man. I mean, I have a full shelf of nothing but Iron Man figures. But that's a pass for me. Now let's take a look at this. We get Colossus and we get the Juggernaut. Um, I would love to get my hands on this, but do I think that it's worth $75? No. And it's a good thing it's sold out. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. We have kind of a classic looking Colossus here. You know, I mean, come on. Who doesn't want the Juggernaut? Get the exploded dome right there, beat up head. It's fun, but is it $75 fun? That's the question. Of course, we got Sabretooth and Logan. You kind of have to get that. Now, here's a 2-pack, but it's only $50. We get Deadpool on his scooter with the puppy, with the squirrel. $40 all day right there. It's just some of their pricing I don't get, and some of their matchups I don't exactly get. Um, I mean, not a whole lot inspires me. Not a whole lot inspires me right here. I mean, would I like the Doc Ock? Sure, I would. However, I mean, don't get me wrong, this looks pretty cool on its own. But from what I hear, SH Figure Arts has their own version of Doc Ock coming out in another year. So you might just want to wait, pay a little bit extra money, and get a higher quality figure. I know some people who are like, "Hey, I'll get this for now," but there's no guarantee you're going to get your money back. This is one that I still want to get. Scarlet Spider is one of my favorite iterations of Spider-Man. But the thing is, like, a lot of people, a lot of new kids aren't going to know who half these people are. Okay, we have this version of Namor. It looks more like Jason Momoa if you gave him a shave and just gave him like all white eyebrows. I mean, this seriously could be Aquaman. This could have been a version of Aquaman, as crazy as that sounds. No, I mean they could have gave us a classic Namor head. That would be kind of fun. Um, but this is a pass for me. Honestly, I don't know what Hasbro is doing right now. Let's take a look at another brand right now. I think last year, Hasbro found that Dungeons and Dragons, the action figures, and Indiana Jones weren't exactly a home run like they hoped it was. Um, Obviously, they are looking at going to other methods here. Like, okay, here, Power Rangers X. This they call the brand they call is Power Rangers X Super 7. So, I mean, obviously, it's like, okay, let's start outsourcing. We know that Hasbro's already going to outsource with some figures over to Toddy Mac to McFarlane. We get that. Super 7. Now, not Super 7, but 3-0. They are doing the Zeo Rangers, which I think if you're a Ranger fan, you probably would want to get these. I do want to get Zeo Ranger 5 Red. The only reason why I want to get him is I have Green Ranger Tommy. This is Red Ranger Tommy. I still have to get the White Ranger. So I want to have a Tommy collection. But then also you get the Super Sevens. This glowing glow in the dark Tommy, I think is one I definitely want to get. I'm gonna wait for it to go down though in price. Not down on price on here, but on other retailers. It'll happen. I already have a bunch of Super 7 Ultimate figures, and they're amazing. They really are. Um, it's like Hasbro's like, you know what? We're not doing the right job, so we're going to start having other people do it. Well, when you have other people do it, you might as well not even be a manufacturer anymore. Okay, you're just becoming your. If you're going to have some other company produce these products, and that's going to be the products you're going to sell. I hate to say it, but your Walmart, your Target, your Amazon, okay, your big bad toy store. That's what you are. When you stop producing it yourself, you're just an online retailer. The long and short. Tell me I'm wrong. Take a look at Black Series. Take a look at Star Wars Black Series. Take a look at Marvel Legends. I mean, obviously Power Rangers. It's like Hasbro is giving up. Hasbro is seriously giving up. Speaking of giving up, here's someone who never gives up. Hey, Kat. It's like I really don't know what in the world are they trying to do. You know, Transformers. Transformers. I was a big fan of once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away. But honestly, I don't know what they're doing. Their quality of figures have gone downhill. Um, I mean, the Studio series is like the one series that really looks amazing, but yet if you've had some of their figures in your hand, you know that they feel kind of cheap, kind of clunky. Now, don't get me wrong. This right here, this concept art Megatron looks insane. He looks very badass. He does. He turns into this big kind of clunky, Skynet Cyberdyne style tank, and it looks very awesome. It really does. Um, but I just don't know what in the world they're trying to do here. I mean, look, we got a concept version of Rumble. Some of them look cool, and some of them look kind of clunky and cheesy. This one right here from Rise of the Beast. This is supposed to be Wheeljack. Um, he just looked like I don't know, like kind of ghetto esque. Urkel as a transformer because he's got suspenders right there, which are his seat belts, obviously. with the big old Run DMC glasses. I mean, he was a Volkswagen. I don't know. That's designs, but it's like right now, as far as their Transformers collections, they're just reiterating. They're saying, "Hey, let's take a look at the past of Transformers, and let's just keep reissue, repaint, using the same molds." A lot of these figures are figures that have been out for years. This version of Blaster, I had a third party version of this Blaster about 4 or 5 years ago. Facts, not a lie. Swear to God, it's a real thing. I just don't know what in the world they're trying to do now. I mean, the only lines that I think are really keeping them afloat are the comic book fans with Marvel and your GI Joe classifieds. The classifieds are the only thing really keep that in. You know, you're still going to get people with Black Series, but a lot of people have stopped buying Black Series and they're shifting over to the 3 and 3/4 inch. They're going back to the vintage collection because one, they're bringing more detail to the vintage collection, and two, you have more space on your shelves. You can fit more vintage collection than you can with Black Series. Big differences right there. But I mean, like, look at the GI Joe figures here. They look phenomenal. Like Doc here, Doc Greer. This is one I'm definitely going to get. Uh, Personally, I'm not going to pre-order. I'm not going to pre-order a $25 figure. I will see it in stores. I know he will hit stores, and I'm definitely going to jump on him. Uh, just the amount of detail on here. He looks great. He looks phenomenal. He's got his med pack. With each of these figures, they go with the storyline of the character. They go with the storyline of the character. Torch. We get a great blast effect. He's got his flamethrower. They tatted him up. They do all these details. They give him flames on on the back of his jeans right there. I mean, they did a great job here. I mean, it's the one I think right now. It's the only line that is truly doing justice for the fans out there. It's the only line that I think is even worthwhile right now. Black Series, I stopped buying Black Series. The only Black Series I bought around Christmas was actually a couple of the holiday figures. That's about it. Everything else I've pumped the brakes on. The only thing I've been buying lately, other than GI Joe, because in fact we picked up Robert Grunt Graves yesterday, or not yesterday, but the other day. That and Super 7 Ultimate Power Rangers. Those are the only lines that I'm actually rocking right now. As crazy as it sounds, hey, welcome, Carlos Diaz. He says, "I'm here. I didn't know you were going to have a live stream." Yeah, this was an impromptu one. It wasn't something I was planning, but it's just I just wanted to air some thoughts. Hasbro is just going downhill. My personal opinion is, I think it's going down the tube. Now, if you go to Hasbro's website, we're going to do that right now. To the main website, they're still pushing the Vader helmet here. This is the same one that they've had. Honestly, I think they should be sticking with cosplay. I like the helmets, some of the props. I mean, they did a great job with the Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Also, the Neutrona one, and they have the 2 in a box HasLab coming out later this year. This Doctor Strange and Michael Morbius was a weird kind of a choice to go with in my book. I do like that we got the surface to air missiles, the heat seekers set up here, and I can easily see this if it goes to like your Ross, your Ollie's, your clearance stores, goes on sale. Hop on a couple of these, and you can repaint them to go with the Joes, and I'm pretty sure this will hook up to the back of the Jeep. I swear. Oh, Duffman's asking me how's the new job going. It's going. It's a different business altogether. Working for an HVAC and refrigeration company in Western New York right now. So I'm learning the ins and outs of being a dispatcher for that. It's a different job, a lot to learn, a lot of changes. Uh, they're really pushing the gaming on here. I mean, if we look at their brands, okay, we have obviously their Nerf guns, right? Dungeons and Dragons, not just the action figures, but also the RPG game. Avalon Hill, Hasbro Gaming. I mean, let's take a look at it. I don't know why they're still listing Indiana Jones. Are they going to do more figures? I really don't know. Power Rangers, they pumped the brakes on Power Rangers pretty much right now. Marvel, we talked about Marvel Legends, and but here they're doing Marvel Legends series and then Marvel Legends X-Men, which is very interesting. It almost sounds like, are they about to shift and try to rebrand their Marvel Legends divisions? Are we going to see, okay, we have Marvel Legends X-Men. Are we going to get Marvel Legends Spider-Man next? Black Series, we have the Black Series, or Star Wars Black Series. We have Star Wars Vintage Collection. We have Star Wars Retro, Star Wars Role Play, and Shop All Star Wars. Now, for about a year or so, we did also have Ghostbusters. So if we go to other brands, we see Magic the Gathering, yet another tabletop, and then we see Ghostbusters. So we go to Ghostbusters, we can see the 1984 wand, right? They still have the Spengler Afterlife wand, but interesting. Guess what? They're charging a little bit more. So from $24.99 to $131.99. I don't get why they're doing it, because guess what? It's the same electronics in both. It's just that you have that fake green rubber that's supposed to simulate like a duct tape wrapped around the rear handle, and then you have the shotgun mount instead of the regular handle grip. That's the only difference right there. Um, and for some reason they have podcast as an action figure, but that's all you see here for Ghostbusters. It's like they're completely phasing out Ghostbusters, and I don't know what in the hell Hasbro is even doing right now. I mean, this figure isn't even something you can purchase. It's a sold out figure. So why have it as a place marker? It makes no sense. It only shows 4 items. The Spengler one is sold out, but you can get it on other online retailers. The 1984 wand you can also find at other retailers for about the same price. And then they mentioned their HasLab campaign that already concluded, the 2 in the box, which I look forward to, but that's all that they have here. It's like with a new movie, which is pretty much on track to be a major film this year, and you don't have any merch coming out for it. Hasbro, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Right now, it just seems like all their focus is on Marvel Legends, somewhat on Star Wars, and on G.I. Joe Classified. But like I said, G.I. Joe Classified, I think, is a win all day long. Personally, I'm invested in those figures. I think they're great figures, but that's just my personal opinion. But everything else I've put on the back burner. Like I said before, right now, um, I've been on the Super 7 Ultimates because I kind of feel that for what I'm paying, it's just a little bit more than what I would be paying for Power Rangers Lightning Collection, and I'm getting a larger figure. I'm getting more accessories that are done correctly, and then just they hit you in the feels. They hit you in the nostalgia, and that's what they're doing. The other brands, I really don't know what the hell Hasbro is doing. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of their worst years ever. They've been reducing the amount of stock that they put in stores and they put for availability. Uh, and also, those who might be wondering, well, Dave, if you pre-order something, maybe you should do it as a Premium Pulse member. I am a Premium Pulse member, and still they can't tell me if or when they're gonna ship out my item, or if they're gonna charge me and then ship the items out. Right now, it makes me question what was the purpose in me becoming a Premium Pulse member. For obviously the free shipping and to be able to order something early on. But when you do order early on, you're still not promised to get your items. So there's a lot of questionable stuff about Hasbro in general. And I know a lot of people, especially my boy Dre here. Dre's in the chat. We mentioned you earlier, Dre, how you're cherry picking figures, and also you're kind of looking at figures and saying, "Hey, wait a minute, SA's Figure Arts," or uh, "Oh, speak of the devil, there he is." We were talking about you earlier, Dre.
So, what's up?
Oh, we were talking about you earlier. How I was using you as an example. How some people are only going to cherry pick figures, or they're just going to wait a year or so to get the better SH Figure Arts or Mafex. It's, picking the quality over quantity. And I went through my story about how Hasbro sent me the email saying that, we are in the process of acquiring more inventory.
Jesus, that sucks. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that. Hey, everybody in the chat. I'm glad I got talked about because I'm going to actually compliment Dave. Actually, I watched your stream last week, hashtag Team Replay. And I saw that you mentioned me about how I've been cherry picking. And you're right.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think as a toy collector, as a, just as a dad, it's, I've become more focused on what I want. And when I became more focused, it changed the dynamic of what I collect. So, I don't have to like be running to Toys R Us or Toys R Us. God, I wish run into like a Target or like a
Well,
Walmart.
somebody can go to a Toys R Us if they wanted.
That's true. I mean, they have them at some of the Macy's.
No,
Like
I can just hop over the border to Canada. There's
that's
like
true.
maybe
But
20,
then do you
30
want to
minutes.
do you want to pay that conversion rate though?
That's only if they know about it.
But honestly, I think that and Dave was right. It kind of has come down to where I cherry pick. One, I don't have the funds like I used to, and
Well, I mean,
two, I just don't
look at the
find anything
Ghostbusters. They
interesting.
have 4 entries in here. Remember, Ghostbusters was like one of the main brands that they were featuring for a while.
Plasma, yeah, the plasma series. Yeah, the
Now
plasma series figures.
they have the 2 wands here. A little bit of a price difference. There's like $6 price difference between the two, and they have a figure that you can't even purchase. Makes no
Yeah,
sense.
and I bet you that his figure skyrocketed in price because of the fact that you can't get them.
Well, take a look at this here. Why do they have Marvel Legends series and then Marvel Legends X-Men? It makes me think that they're going to be rebranding some of their lines.
Well, that was actually talked about on a couple of the D&D YouTube channels that since Wizard of the Coast, which is owned by WotC, which is,
Here, you got
WotC, which
your
is owned by Hasbro, Hasbro is now doing everything externally and branding it.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
it's easier to be
look
like
at
a
this.
what was it, to brand your stuff, to buy the brand and say, hey, I could tell Disney we'll take 49% of the revenue, but can
Dungeon,
we sell your
Dungeons
figure?
and Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons classic cartoon classics, which are doing miserable because of QC issues.
Other terrible figures, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons Dicelings, which is like their action figures. They're
That
modeled after
transform
the actual
from after
RPG.
they're modeled after the,
Yeah,
the polyhedral dice, which are terrible figures too.
yeah. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, which
Movie
the
figures.
movie, yeah, and they're already at Ollie's. So, but I mean, it's.
You
I
don't
mean,
mean
look.
Ross?
Well, I mean,
Sorry. Uh,
we
uh,
don't use 4-letter words on this stream.
yeah, I'm just thinking of
Shit, I
stab.
do.
You know,
Shit.
you know,
Fuck. What?
I'm just
Uh,
saying.
but but no, that's like the worst 4-letter word right there. And I don't care if some people feel threatened by it. Uh, I love this. Inflation is affecting everybody and everything and everybody right now. It's not just inflation; it's their
It
whole like.
really is though.
Well, it is and it isn't, but it is, but it is and it isn't. Uh,
No,
but
it
this,
really is. It really is because
but take a
people
look at
are
this.
cherry
You got
picking. Well, people
Nerf.
are just cherry. Listen. People cherry pick not only because of the financial differences, and Duff is right. Inflation's causing a massive issue with that, but you got to look at it from the other side of it too. There isn't a lot of product hitting shelves. These
No,
X-Men
because
97 figures were like supposed to be out like a month or so prior, and
yeah,
now they're starting to hit the stores. And then of course scalpers,
yep,
you got your collectors that, oh, I want two, you know, and they're scooping all the figures up and they're leaving like Magneto, or they're leaving like the
yeah,
crap figures that you don't
yep.
want, so
But I mean, take a look at the brand selection, though. I mean, we have Hasbro Gaming. We have Avalon, which is Avalon Hill. I think that's also gaming, right?
yeah, that's one of their new
Okay.
gaming properties.
So they have 1, 2, 3 gaming properties, and let's just classify Nerf as gaming too. Like because you're
Well,
shooting
Nerf
people.
is
It's a
actually
game.
honestly, Nerf has become such a modding community that people will buy several of the new Nerf guns to remod them and use
I
them
mean,
as, things. So I agree with you.
I
Like,
wish
I
I
would
could have
totally
got
buy
this.
those.
I mean, I would have repainted this definitely as a mod. I know some people who bought several of these and they have modded them to look like actual props from Aliens. So I mean, that is a thing you could do. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's just it makes me feel like what in the world are they doing? I brought up earlier. I don't know if you were listening when I brought up about Power Rangers.
Oh, you
Okay,
mean the failed Lightning collection?
well, you have Lightning Collection, but then they have this other brand, which is X Power Rangers X Super 7, which is your 3-0, the 1/6 figures,
All
which
right, so three
personally,
zero. We all know 3-0 is not a for anybody that collects like high end figures. 3-0 is been around for years. They're actually an Asian based company,
yes.
and they do fantastic jobs on doing Transformers.
But even
They've
these
done their own
1/6,
branded stuff
they've
too.
done great with the 1/6
Oh
because
yeah,
my to this very day, my Green Ranger is one like my all-time favorites, or as I like to call it, hot toys for beginners. Which it
honestly,
is.
you're right though. They're really a good entry
I
for
mean,
people that are
99
new into
bucks.
the 1/6 scale. So for those of you
I
that
mean,
don't collect 1/6 scale,
for the
this
price
is
of
a
4
fair,
Marvel Legends,
yeah. Actually,
you
for
know?
4 Black Series,
Yeah.
a vehicle,
I mean
you're getting a decent thing, and it's actually not a bad.
you
They're
get
they hold
all
up
the
very
weapons
well.
here, all the weapons, right? They are fully posable. I mean, they are great. The box art is tremendous on these. I do want to get Zeo Ranger 5 Red, but he sold out. I'm gonna go through other markets at some point. But
Just
they have the
resale for
whole
those is
oh
high.
yeah.
Just
Oh
for people
yes.
that anybody that doesn't know that,
Oh
hey, Captain Spaulding. But yeah, you're right. Like that's
well see,
100%.
that's one thing my wife will not let me sell is because she knows how much Green Ranger means to me. I still have the box, so I mean I could flip that for a lot more than what
Oh
I
yeah,
paid
because
for.
he's going for about
Yeah.
500, $600
Yeah.
now for $100 figure, folks.
But they have the full set here. And obviously, the full set is sold out. You can go through other retailers like 3-0 directly. You can go through them. But I mean, like, even Super 7s, they have a few Super 7s here. There's a
And
lot
that
more
was
you can get
something
at
that
lower prices, too.
and that's something that I've seen that I know Nerd Affiliated, our brother from another right there
Yep.
talks about that, how it's that Hasbro's kind of bought their license and what's been going on. Like, why does Hasbro sell their competition? Well, for obvious
Yep.
reasons, Hasbro has liquidated so much staff right now, and that they're outsourcing so much of
Yeah.
their product
Well,
that it would make sense if your competition's making a
That's
product and all you got to
that's what I
do
was
is
bringing up earlier.
you know
They're basic what they are is basically I mean, if you're gonna have Toddy Mac come in, you're gonna start have giving the license to or leasing it out to Super 7 to 3-0, or you're gonna carry their products. Guess what? Your name you might as well change your name to, Hasbro's on, or you're basically Walmart. You're basically Big Bad Toy Store. You're Big Bad. You're Entertainment Earth. You're going to be a more of an online retailer than you are an
but that's where
online
they're going,
toy
honestly.
manufacturer.
And they're
Yeah.
doing that with the D&D books because they even raised the price on their D&D books. Like
Hey Cap. Hey Mega.
people like people like myself that buy the actual player's handbooks and
Yep.
stuff like that still for 5th edition, you're paying like $60 for a book
Oh
that used to be
yeah.
$40. And that now that they're looking at and they're not giving you like an online version of it as well. So like if you buy the $60 book
Uh,
that's paper, you have to then spend another 60 to get the online version. So
With all respect,
you're getting
I don't
screwed.
know why they still have Indiana Jones listed here. I love Indiana Jones. I passed on the figures. Trust me, I love I would love to
SH
get
Figuarts did such a great job on
I
him.
would
I
love to
don't
get
have him
these
yet.
two. I would love to get these two, but you know what? Looking at them, are they 25 bucks or do I wait and spend some money
You
and
want my
do
honest opinion?
like you're doing SH Figure Arts
I'll tell you now, Indiana Jones, and it's the last. I think it's not the Last Crusade. It's the
for like Schwein.
uh
Temple of Doom?
no, it's not. I think it's Temple of Doom Indie. You can get from SH Figuarts now on Amazon for $71. So I mean, what used to be like $150 figure now Amazon, and I think Big Bad Toys lowered their price on it too because I know it was a high import, like a lot. Was a very
Trey?
big figure. But
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up here. Let's remove that. And
Oh
let's.
yeah, and Mega, just so you know, Lightning Collection pretty much is dead. For anybody that
Yeah,
does not
it
listen
really
to
is.
Legacy or Nerd, it's pretty much gone.
Well, I don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking at his content anymore because I saw Smut the other day. But
Yeah, we don't need to lower our standards.
look at the
But
base
here,
figure, base Hasbro
let's see.
figure.
Let's see. Is this Hasbro or is this
That's Hasbro. That's Hasbro.
that's Hasbro? Look,
Yeah.
they're trying to. This dude's trying to sell for $40. No, I was trying to pull up SH Figure Arts.
Type in SH Figure Arts Indie. Yep, there you go. And last time I saw it was 70. Yeah, $74 right there. First one. Bandai
But
Spirits.
let's
That's the one
but
you
let's
want.
just take a look at it though. That's Harrison with his 5 o'clock shadow.
Now, do I wish the goods were cloth? Yes. But for the price you're paying, you get more articulation, more accessories, more
Let's just
hands,
take a look at
and
that
the
though.
facial scans are actually movie scans. They don't do like what Hasbro does, which is like these kind of. And I'm not trying to say that the budget collector can't purchase those things, because at one
No,
point we
wrong
were
one.
all shopping at the budget collection line, where we
Yes.
could only get what we could afford. So,
Uh, yeah. Mega apparently right now because right now there's going to be doing a Power Rangers reboot at sometime in the future. So right now,
2025 is
like
when they said the line looks to be coming
Lightning
back.
Collection, there's still plenty of Ranger figures that they could be continuing with right now, but they pumped the brakes on it completely, which is annoying. But me, like I said, I've shifted over to Super 7 now. Super 7 has my money. I mean, even I got Super 7 Red Ranger right here, and the details on him. I because what I do is I don't buy them at like their full price. I'll wait several months for them to go down, and either between Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, or Entertainment Earth, I've found some great bargains on them where I'm paying like 33 or $34, which is like the price of the remastered Lightning Collection figures.
Yeah, which is
But
when you
I'm
think
getting
about the
more
math,
accessories.
it's
I'm
$75 retail, and if you're getting it for 33 to 25 to
Yep.
35 bucks for a $75 figure,
Yep.
yeah, you are sacrificing articulation, but you are getting more accessories.
Yeah, I will say the articulation isn't 100% there, but the look, I mean, they give you a bunch of hands, they give you the accessories. I mean, the amount of, I mean, the detail that they have like on his power sword is just it's beyond. I mean, they did a hell of a job. There's no paint defects on here whatsoever, which is something I can't say for Lightning Collection because that's almost like uh, a 6 out of 10 chance of getting something with defects.
My wife just said, "I
It's
am Iron Man." I love my wife that doesn't like nerdy stuff makes comments every now and then that make me just say I love it more.
I'll tell Mrs. Safe Space that that's not Iron Man, that's Red Ranger.
No, no, she didn't see it. She just said,
Oh,
"I am
okay.
Iron Man." She just liked to say that because I told her he won Best Supporting Actor.
Yes, he
So,
did.
when I told her that, she's like, "Awesome," because that's one of her
Because
favorite
everything is
actors.
awesome.
I mean, see, like you can see these figures being released by SH Figure Arts. Like, I'll be real, I know that Super Seven released a Bruce Lee figure, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now, the SH Figure Arts version is far and away superior. Same with the Spider-Man 2099.
By the way, I'm surprised these are not higher.
Not yet, and there's a reason why.
Be,
Because
be, be,
Toriyama wouldn't want it that way.
but like even for $65 like this right here, pulling up Goku.
I mean, I have. What was it Chibi
That is a
Goku?
sick figure right there.
It is. That's Super Saiyan 2. Yeah, it's Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah. But I mean, again, Super 7, yeah, you are paying a little bit more, but the quality is there.
For
The
Bandai, yeah.
accessories are there,
And just so
you
you
know?
guys know that the Dragon Ball Z figures are probably going to be the highest expensive SH Figure Arts you're going to run across, next to some of the older Marvel ones that are
Oh,
discontinued.
what's up, zombie?
So because as a collector of that, I will tell you now, you will run across a few of them, and some of the main characters like Sukuna from Jujutsu
Well,
Kaisen.
here,
He's extremely expensive.
they sell blast effects.
Oh yeah, the fire
Hasbro,
effects,
do
water
you
effects.
sell that? No.
Actually, did you see that set that they put up for pre-order on Toyco with the
No,
Goku extra set of hands for the Kamehameha that has the base where it has the Super Saiyan aura behind it, and it's only $40. I mean, like, you could imagine that, like, I have the
Ooh,
Mafex version of that. It's such a it's that's a that Mafex to this figure is actually the Mafex is far superior.
really?
Yes, I've seen the SH figure art in hand, and I felt it was the joints were very loose on it versus the Mafex where it has all the spider limbs. It has the it came with the Infinity Gauntlet, and it came with
But I mean,
two
like
different
here,
head sculpts.
Mayfex John Wick, $46.
No, that's not real. That's a bootleg. That's a
Well, I
bootleg.
don't care.
Sorry. Yeah, I will tell you, you
Ranger
will care.
Restoration.
You will care because of the fact that the joints won't be perfect. Now,
Yeah.
I did do that pre-order for Donnie Yen and John Wick from Chapter 4 because I want both those
Yes.
figures, and I will be so happy to do a review on them because they're going to be amazing. But they don't come out till next year.
I mean, here more like you have
Yeah, the ground effects.
your superhero landing kind of, for I mean, Hasbro, you could sell this stuff, but you don't.
And I
Your
don't think they
stands,
want to anymore.
I could get the Hasbro quality of stands.
Oh, look, no, look at the Ranger. Look at the Red Ranger. They never released this is a Lightning collection, and I'm sorry for all the fans of
Yeah,
Lightning collection.
for Megaforce, yeah,
We
they never
never
did
got
Megaforce.
Gokai's Red. You never got Gokai Red.
No.
Gokai Red was by far one of the best freaking Red Rangers next to Tommy. And you know what happened? We never got a figure. Oh, King Osier, the series that just finished.
Yep.
King Osier Red. We're never gonna see that come here. Why? Because the fans don't know about it. Because Disney didn't get the license. What was it? That was oh God. He's Momotaro, but what was the series that he Avataro, yeah. Avataro Sentai Don Brothers. So
And
those are the last few series, folks, and you're never gonna see their figures.
for those in the home audience, your boy Dre kind of got me hooked on Boonger.
Yeah, is it Boonger, and it's technically for the Americans that need to have it translated. It's called Cranked Up Boon Ranger, and there's only 2 episodes out right now. It airs every Sunday.
I mean, I probably would have suggested Power Rangers Crank
No,
or
because if you
Cranked
call
Up.
it that crank is a drug from the 80s and 90s,
Hey,
and
hey,
so we don't need. They don't
and
need to be
it
like
was
what.
a great Jason Statham movie.
Oh yes, it was, and he was on a drug throughout most of that movie to survive.
Well, no, no, he had to keep his adrenaline
Yeah,
up,
he had to keep his
otherwise
adrenaline
his
up, or
heartbeat,
his heart would stop.
it was
I
basically
remember.
speed in a human body.
And they did what? They did a sequel to that series
Yeah,
too.
there was Crank 2. I have both on DVD. What are you talking about?
Yeah, real media, folks. Real media. But yeah, like honestly, these figures you're not gonna run across a whole lot. Like, I think a lot of people were trying to pick up some of the Bandai Spirits exclusives from the Tamashi web store and from the Tamashi Nation store, like Senor Dave did for me when he got me 01 when he went to Comic Con last year. If you are ever lucky to have somebody go to the New York store, the California store, or the Tokyo store, you do have to make a reservation to get in. But when you go in, you're guaranteed in 90% of those stores, they carry the full on exclusive figures that are shop exclusives. So and I think a few of the web exclusives.
Dude, like you guys don't know this, like seriously.
Yeah.
Like I love their
Oh, and
version
for the
of a
Japanese
morpher.
fans, wait, and for the Japanese fans, the car that's actually the transformer, the car that the Red Ranger drives, it's voiced by your girl Son Goku, the female Japanese voice actress of Son Goku. So big shout out to Akira Toriyama for actually getting his one of his big voice actors or actresses in a show. And there's Kamen Rider Gates at the bottom.
Now this is from Toku Collectibles.
They're pretty reputable
Yeah,
amongst the tokusatsu community. I would
but
consider them pretty good.
I was able to watch the first 2 episodes of this, and honestly, I'm digging it. The morpher is, or the changer, I should say, it's growing on me, and I found out that the changer that they sell, you actually when you take it off the wrist base, you actually take the Zords. and if you go on there, you get additional sound effects on them.
Oh yeah, see in Japan, and I'm gonna say this very honestly. If you guys don't realize how amazing Japan is with their cosplay merchandise for the Japanese shows, they make it so that you can have extra added effects from using one more for one. So if you buy um and I'm trying to look here. Let me put my camera on. My house is a mess, so I apologize, folks. But I'm going to show this something that recently just came into the Wyatt Saunders house.
Let's
This is from
let's
Common
hold on.
Rider. This is from Common Rider Gotchard
Hold on.
right here. And what this is this is an Excalibur. So this is like a cosplay sword. Okay, so the cosplay sword has the card. Let me show it here. Where did I put the Chemi card? Okay, so this is the Chemi card. And then you slide the card in, and then obviously it lights up. But this is
Yep.
actually part of the greater whole, because all of these Chemi cards that you collect, which is 150 of them, like the original Pokemon, you get devices like these. These are the extra peripherals. Work with, if I can pull this bad boy out, works with the actual driver. So when you collect all the phase 1 and phase 2 cards, you get to put them in here, and it actually makes the sound effect. Because in Japan, they think a little bit ahead, and they're like, "Hey, if we're gonna merchandise, and sell these things, that's actually not a bad price for the new
This
for the Henshin device. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad
now
price at all.
this is the cheapest, right? Because look, free shipping within US.
Yeah, because he's an internet. He buys internationally. That's what he's
Because
getting
right
it
now the
from
best
Japan.
I've seen on eBay is between 47 before taxes, 47 or I think between 47 and 55 is the cheapest so far. So he actually beats it right here.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad. I would prefer buying
And
this. And yeah, the cars each react to,
yep,
because there's several different cars, and they're going to be adding, from what I've heard through the rumor mill, they are adding more. That's actually, and the device actually
you kind of
works
have to get the weapon now to go with it since
exactly. So if you buy, so the way that they get you is you buy the main driver, and then you want to get all the cosplay accessories because they work
I
with
kind
the
of dig
main
the Zord
driver.
though.
Well,
The
he's yeah, and you got to remember the trailer is his own character.
yep,
So very much like he's a character in and of himself. And then you know, then they've introduced. Yeah, I know we're gonna get the Black Ranger soon, and there's gonna be an
yeah,
Orange Ranger that they've already
yeah.
hinted at.
Well,
Yeah,
I
going
mean, yeah,
orange.
it's obviously the dude who likes to have lollipops. So
Yeah, I saw him.
it's
I
obviously gonna be
yeah,
him. Let's
yeah,
be
him.
honest.
And then the Black Ranger was like the guy that got like they kind of hinted at him already in episode 2.
Yeah,
So I'm interested to see when they introduce, like, because typical tokusatsu shows, you get like the first season, which is like the first 20 episodes.
yeah,
We're introduced to the base ranger team. Then they'll have a hyper form at some point, and then they may introduce a sixth ranger and or another megazord connector.
yeah,
So I'm loving that this is actually, you can get the whole set with the trailer if you scroll down.
yeah.
I
Oh
saw
yeah,
that, like, that looks dope. 155, and you get you get,
all the cars.
yeah, you get the, well, for right now,
And
because I because I
well, if
like
you're
that.
creative, make some STL files and maybe you make the track where you have all the vehicles.
Oh yeah, like that Mario Kart track.
Well, yeah, you can do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like right now with the pricing, you look at the pricing compared like with these right here. I'm like, I'm doing way better if I shifted over to something like this than I am sticking with a lot of the main brands that you're paying what
But again,
25
you're in a
plus.
niche though. Remember,
Yeah,
it's you and I have both said this, that when you roll into a niche market and a niche collecting, people make some very um interesting comments about what you collect, because they start saying that, oh, you must be, spending buckets of money. And I'm like, well, no, I just don't shop like you do every week. And whenever I do decide to purchase a figure,
I know
like
Dre wants this.
I do, I really do, because I've been into I blame Figuart. Was it Fig Pick Steven, because he got me into Ultraman, and I started rewatching all the
Uh-huh.
shows, and that one's already out, and I really want that one. That one looks so dope. Birthday's coming up. I can wait.
Here you go.
I didn't like Kyo Ranger. I do have Dot coming to me soon. That was the entry form was a pre-order Thomas Web exclusive. I have Ride already. Like I already got he came in a couple weeks ago.
He looks sick. I'm saying.
Yeah, I got him. Well, look, this is Ghost. I got Ghost already. I've got all the re-releases that I wanted. See, here's Ride. Gotchard, he's already pre-ordered. I pre-ordered him last year when they released him,
But I mean, here's the thing. Take a look at this, guys.
and that's his base form.
You get
That's a
that that
Steam armor.
metal finish, that nice polished metal finish on him. Where else are you going to get that stuff? You're not getting from
Not an
Hasbro.
American. You ain't getting it on an American
Nope.
release.
Nope.
I will tell you that figure is just the base form. That's the Steam Hopa. So that's the grasshopper and the train base form. I have that Gates figure right to the screen. I have him too. That's the Fox Magnum.
Yeah.
This one right here, that's Fox Magnum form. That was a hard figure to come by. Yeah, I would love to get
We
that
know
Willem
we know
Dafoe.
Dre's gonna get that one.
It's that price point. I can't. Not for that price point.
Well, wait for it to go down. You know it's gonna go
It
down at
won't.
some point.
It hasn't, and I've been keeping. Now my comic
Resell.
book store. I won't lie. My comic book store does have it, and the comic book store guy's been talking to me. And if they don't have my Captain America hot toy, that's that and 01, my or -1 Godzilla are coming home with me. Yeah, there's Fies. That's an old series from the 80s, late 90s, early 90s. That Figure Arts Ultraman looks awesome. The other one that you just passed.
What
Yeah,
about
these are all the new. These are like these. Okay, so for those of you that don't collect Kamen Rider, they did the first Heisei run, and then now they're doing the second, like the second riders or second forms of the main riders for the ones that they released. So I only pre-ordered 2 figures out of that line because I have the rest of them. And when you have the older release, some of them you don't need the newer because I think they get a little cheap on the joints. But again, it's up to you if you want to invest your money. Who am I to tell you to stop? Yeah, he's one I can't find.
who? Him?
Chainsaw Denji. Yeah, I pre-ordered
Okay.
him, but he's a pain in the ass to find. Ultraman I have him. Not
Strong type? Or this one?
I don't have Decker.
Zafi?
Decker is the one I have Zafi because I got him off of Amazon for $40. They did a blast sale, and I was like, ooh.
Well, here you go. For mainstream fans, you got Buzz Lightyear's ship right here.
And that is a actual one. That's a scale that can fit a 1/12 scale figure in it. Because they did make the Buzz Lightyear
Yeah.
SH Figure Arts that does fit into that ship.
I mean, they got a lot of great stuff here, but that's the thing. It's like I think some people are going to be shifting over to they'll run for a niche brand for like a year or two, probably, maybe even 3, and they might circle back to Marvel Legends, or they might circle back to
Honestly,
something.
you want me to be very real with you? I don't see people coming back to the American release companies unless they're doing things like Jada Toys is doing, and actually 3-0 just kind of jumped in on that by re-releasing. So Jada Toys did that Mega Man from the
Yes,
the
yes.
80s. So 3-0 released their version of the figure for $20 more, and the 3-0 version looks fantastic. So I jumped on that one since I missed out on the Jada Toys one, and the Street Fighter figures. SH Figure Arts just started releasing all the characters. And I know Storm Collectibles has released them, but Storm Collectibles is extremely expensive. They're high end of high end. They're getting in. Some of those figures are looking at hot toy prices. So
Now I know certain people have been hyping this one up, but
they're
looking at the stitching,
well, they're
I'm
first of
kind
their
of a hard
bootlegs.
pass. Yeah,
First of their bootlegs. Let's
yeah.
establish that they're not official license. And
True.
Rocco the Great, the toy collector, he went out and even said it. He's like, "Oh, these are awesome figures, but they are bootlegs."
Well, see,
So,
I mean, let's just take a look at White Ranger here right now. Okay, very briefly. Okay, look how big the chest shield is. It looks friggin' huge on him. It's like if you put a pair of football pads on, an anorexic person. It's just, I mean, it doesn't look right. The stitching to me looks a little off. It just doesn't look proportional to me. So this is a hard pass for me all day long. I don't care who you are.
oh well,
I
I
love
wasn't
I
gonna get
love me
to.
Green Ranger. I love now I love that they embrace the bat in the sun, but take a look at the poor stitching here. Those lines are not lining up
Well,
at all.
Mezco,
It
and that's
looks
why
like
Mezco failed.
trash.
That's why Mezco fails with bodysuit characters like
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Black Panther. A lot of people like, and myself. I have my Black Panther, and I can't pose it as well as I could pose the Marvel Legend because of the bodysuit, and that's been a major, major. Ooh, they got Aber Killer.
I mean, White Ranger, Ninja Ranger, he looks okay, but in the face that doesn't look like JDF.
No, and again, these are because you're third party.
Yeah.
Look right here, Abba Killer. Go back down underneath blue. That's Abba Killer. Yeah, Abba Assassin. He's Abba
Yep.
Killer. That's what they see. You could tell they're bootlegs because they're so toys. Okay,
Yep.
so I would tell you with so toys, folks, and I'm not a 1/6 scale collector yet, but as one that has several friends in the community, so toys is hit or miss. Sometimes they'll hit home runs on their figures, and they do really really great jobs, and then sometimes they
Well,
miss
I
really
like
bad.
okay, on the Morpher right there, they're definitely doing a good paints right there, better than Hasbro, let's just say.
Well, everything's gonna be better than
But
Hasbro because of the price you're paying.
but what's
But
weird is they're going with like an all silver on the tunic on the tights. It
the
looks
actual
that look
bodysuit, yeah, on his
yeah, it
bodysuit,
looks silver and not white. So that throws me off a little bit because
and they have to do that because they can't do you know, see, you can't call him Abba Ranger, but you can call him
yeah,
the Black Abba Warrior, and we all know that that's Tommy's character, and
not all
you
Thunder
know,
Black.
and not a terrible.
But you know what though? Here's the thing. Like looking at it, at first glance, you're like, okay, this looks pretty good, but then you look at the price. 145. I'd be better off waiting for 30. I pay like maybe 100, at most, roughly around that, buying directly from them.
And what the problem is that people don't want to wait now. And here's where we hear everybody in the toy collecting community, folks. I know you hear from other YouTubers say, "Oh man, you play that waiting game. Play the waiting game." You can. The problem is, do you want to pay the aftermarket fees?
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
Foodai just released. What was it?
YOLO is one thing, but
Foodai just released that whole Megazord, the classic Megazord set for $400. $400. Now, if you are a fan of Megazords and you want to get that, go ahead. I think it looks amazing. Do I want, like my wife said to me, do you have $800 or do we have $800 to go spend? No. On like a Voltron, they look amazing. Solar Chokojin does a great job. But again, you're paying through the nose for
now obviously
quality.
these are third parties here, obviously.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
But that's the thing. It's like with Hasbro's practices as of late, Hasbro, McFarlane, and a few others, I'm looking elsewhere. I'm looking at shifting my collection. I'm looking at, you know, getting into, well, I have a 3D printer. I'm actually selling it on Facebook Marketplace, but I'm looking at getting a new 3D printer because there's a lot of stuff for diorama pieces or for my collection to elevate it that I want to maybe possibly 3D print accessories for. I know some people who actually 3D print the Power Rangers weapons and swords. There's a lot of different things you could do. But that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, I mean, Hasbro with what they did with my order, and I am half expecting them to cancel my order within the next week. I'm expecting them to say, "Oh, we cannot acquire we can't acquire what you ordered, so we're just going to cancel your order outright." And if they do, I mean, it's Ranger Restoration. I actually ordered the bamboo. The P1P is what I ordered because it fits in my budget, so to speak. I'm going to be paying it off for a while, but I did order the Bamboo Labs printer P1P. It's got the auto leveling, and it just seems like it's a way better fit than the Ender was personally, because I am trash when it comes to auto leveling. Zombie, if you're in the chat, I know what you're gonna say, but it's I with my coordination with my hand and everything, I just don't think I can manually level a printer. But with the auto leveling, and I am hoping to see, there he is. I am hoping to, in a few months, I'm owed. I got some money that's supposed to be coming my way. If it does eventually come my way, then I think I'm going to be using that for an AMS so I can do multicolor printing too. So, but we'll see what happens, guys. I know Dre had to step away, family issues or family responsibilities. But Hasbro, just, I don't know. It's like I was, for a good solid minute, I was heavily into Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse, the Revelations line, and I stopped that. I actually removed it completely from my shelves. I have it stored in a box. I might take them to a local store, or I might do something with it. I don't know. But like, I'm seriously reevaluating my collection. I love my Star Wars, but I put a stop on my Star Wars. Same here, looking to start multicolor by summer. Well, my wife has a coworker of hers who, he has bamboo printers. He actually printed these mini puffs in full color, so you don't have to do any painting or anything. And I'm like, that's just awesome. And plus, I mean, our boy Zombie Hunter, uh, yeah, he's collecting Motu, but vintage. But he does some amazing 3D prints, some amazing stuff that, I mean, it's like he's shown off his Mario a bunch of times, his R2. It's like, that's kind of like, that's the dream. Like, you want to be able to do some multicolor stuff. And I really think, like, I got the cheap Walmart bookcases behind me, obviously, but they look kind of barren. I want to add maybe get some STL files to do some blast effects. Oh yeah, and don't forget your Yoda. Exactly. Um, but I want to maybe 3D print some accessories. Maybe even try 3D printing some statues, some like mind you, small statues to go with some of the figures, just to kind of expand it. And plus, honestly, after this past year, YouTube has, their algorithm has pretty much spat all over me. um, I've lost almost 2,000 watch hours. I don't know what is going on with the algorithm, but it is what it is. But, and speaking of which, guys, I do want to put a big thanks out to everyone who, all 6 of you who are watching right now. As of last night, I actually broke 1,900. So we are at 1,900 subscribers, friends and family of the channel. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But as far as like my collecting right now, I mean, I'm in on Power Rangers Super 7 Ultimates and GI Joe Classified. Those are the 2 that I'm in right now. So I mean, that's pretty much what I'm sticking with. Thank you, Zombie Hunter. I appreciate that. Look, I'm glad you're just not giving up on 3D printing. No, I'm not going to give up on it. I just have to, I want to get a printer that has the auto leveling on it, so I don't have to worry about the leveling, and then, take a step forward. I do also want to look at, learning, how to take I had someone, in fact, message me today who, they knew I was dabbling in 3D printing. They asked me if there's a way for me to take their logo and actually 3D print it. So I guess I'm going to be looking into computer, like a CAD kind of a like CAD imaging where you can take a picture and make it 3D. So I'm going to be looking into that. I don't know how well that's going to work, but it'd be a learning process to see if I can do it. Nothing worth doing is ever easy. Yeah, almost 2K. Thank you, Nerd Affiliated. Thank you, Archer. And I am jealous at all the stuff you've been posting today. I'm sure it's courtesy of a rambling nerd, but still very jealous. But yep, Zombie saying hate a nerd. And guys, don't forget tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday night live. Thursday night on Nerd Affiliated channel at 8:15-ish p.m. Eastern time. Go ahead and check out Hey Archer and his merry band of nerds, where he covers pretty much anything and everything that's going on in the nerdverse, whether it's movies, TV, toy collecting. He's got you covered every Thursday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And also don't forget Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. You can also get your dose of nerdy coffee courtesy of Nerd Affiliated. So go ahead and check him out every Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, and of course Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. Or if you can't watch them live, catch them on the replay. Hashtag replay squad. Uh Yeah, Zombie Hunter. It's Friday for you tomorrow, but right now it's Wednesday night here in the US, and it's going to be Thursday tomorrow. So, see, Zombie is Zombie. You're in Australia, correct? So you're in the future already. You're ahead of us. Definitely a learning curve, but it's extremely fun designing your own stuff. Because Zombie said it's a 3D modeling program. So yeah, I'm going to look into that as well. Zombie Hunter says, "Hey, Ranger." Archer, of course, in the chat. I know. Yep. So,
Yo yo.
hey you. So we were just talking. I was just doing a little shameless plug for Nerd Affiliated for tomorrow night and also Monday mornings at 9 a.m.
Yeah, too bad I sleep for I'm always team replay for your show, Archer, but I love you, brother.
He says that now. No, I'm kidding. Uh, but like I was saying before, when you stepped away, I've stepped away from the Motu verse because I was heavily into the Revelations line, and I stepped away from that. That's actually bagged up. I'm even considering, maybe boxing up some of my Star Wars figures. Not all of them, but some of them. Like my whole collection, like I'm just reevaluating everything.
And I think every collector, and I think what was it? Real Batman said it in our group chat,
Yeah,
and I've said the same thing too. I think we've all hit a point where have we truly hit a place where we all haven't wanted to reevaluate what we collect because it's not just the money. It's like, do you want to have 18 versions of the same figure that are just, no offense, crappier crap repaints of repaints of repaints, or do you actually want to just say, hey, I'll spend a few extra dollars, and get a better version? Like I said, I've actually spoken with several YouTubers, several friends of mine, and even the guy that owns my local comic shop that I'm very good friends with. He made a very good comment. He said, why would I want to own every Godzilla? You know, if I did, I'd have no room in my house. I have to have a separate house for all that stuff. He's like, but if you get the best versions of the ones you like, and they can be whatever series of figure, like whatever brand, but you get the best version of each one of those, that's a more manageable collection. And it's more just it's manageable because for your own mental health, people ain't running to the stores anymore to
nope,
like go buy, Marvel Legends. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know I watch Seth and I watch EC and I watch Dave and I watch several other guys that go out there and they'll talk about what's out there. But even look, let's be real.
yeah,
I've stayed away from Marvel Legends to the point that Dave literally was the only one that bought me one, and he bought me Rogue because I need her till. And I told him, I said she gets kept in my collection till
yeah. I gotta find a day to get out to
yeah,
UPS and ship
whatever,
it out.
whatever. Yeah, I ain't stressing
But
you.
those who are wondering, that's what she looks like.
and it's a good quality figure. And guess what?
Yep.
That goes in
Giggity.
my X-Men set. That goes in my X-Men set. So hopefully at some point I will be able to get a Mafex version of her. I already know that I'm watching a Jean Grey. I already have
Uh-huh.
Psylocke on pre-order, and I know that there are other companies out there that are going to release like Jubilee and the other characters from the '97. And like I said, I don't need 800 Wolverines. I have a
No.
friend. Or I should say, Dave and I have a friend, very good friend of our channels, Real Batman. He collects Wolverines, and if you guys have not seen his latest short of his Wolverine collection, it is amazing. Marvel Legends, Mondo, Mafex, and SH Figure Arts Wolverines.
You know what else is pretty amazing?
You're welcome. And folks, the only reason he got that, the only reason he got that Spider-Man from
Okay.
me
And by the
is
way,
because
we are now talking into the future.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
hello. So
Dre, this is Zombie Hunter. Zombie Hunter, this is Dre.
Hey
Zombie
man, how you
Hunter.
going?
Nice to meet you.
I
So, for
actually
those of you that
met.
don't know, this is it
There you go. The SH Figure Arts of Spidey 2099.
with
Dre,
Miguel Headscope.
I met Zombie Hunter courtesy of Kat, Vader's girl.
Ah,
Her late night streams. He is a 3D printing master.
my friend,
I
we need
wouldn't
to
go that
talk.
far, but I do alright.
We need to talk, sir.
What, do you have any of your prints right next to you, just to show off?
Oh, hey, do you do like I have a 4-year-old, a soon to be 4-year-old this year.
Yeah,
Do you do like Sesame Street?
I haven't done any, but
Just
yeah,
show him the Mario right there.
that's Mario. The tech keeps falling off.
That looks dope. We may have to talk.
Yeah, it's
Dre,
Marvin.
he's got a Yoda. He's got don't you have a full scale R2?
R2. Yeah, you want to see it?
Sure.
Show him. Give him a little taste.
Alright. Oh. How do I spin this around? Oh no, I'll just do it like this.
Dre, he 3D printed that.
That's 3D printed.
That is freaking awesome.
And this down here is Yoda. Let me get a better look.
He looks like Baby Hulk.
Yoda and a wife beater.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. That looks so cool.
And
I'm not talented like that to do that stuff. So bless your heart.
oh
That
man,
looks
it's
amazing.
It's just a matter of just learning. That's all it is, and just caring about what you're doing. Here, I'll show you. I'm making 2 of these now.
Oh,
The-
that looks cool.
I'll show you. That's. I've still got to paint that one, but I'll show you what it's going to finish like.
Oh. That's fire.
How
You and
crazy is
Rex.
that, Dre?
Him and Millennium need to get together and
Him and
tag
Rex,
team
yeah.
a project. They need to tag team a project together.
But yeah, they're just Black Series helmets. They're just Black Series. This one's a Black Series helmet too.
Oh, nice with the blast shield.
Yep.
Yep.
Very cool.
See,
I just painted them on.
Dre, he doesn't have to worry about buying figures. He just makes his collection.
Yeah. Oh, I tend to make stuff that you can't normally get.
And that's a good thing, a good way of looking at it, because especially for someone like myself that I don't like to collect. I don't collect a lot of the mainstream stuff.
Mm.
So I get a lot of my stuff from import from Asia. 90% of the 90% of my stuff is from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what Yoda will look like.
When
I
he's
was
done.
fire. That's Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
3D printed it is.
Yeah. Oh, here. That's what goes on the base.
Nice.
The
I have to get
clothes.
Yoda's lightsaber. That's another thing I have to get when I go to Disney this year. I have to get his lightsaber.
Dre, I've
Thanks,
found
Ned.
the STL file, so once I do get my printer, you know what I'm printing, right?
I know what you're printing. I mean, you could be printing me some cool Spider-Man stuff. I'm just saying.
Well, no, one of the first things I'm probably going to try to print is going to be Obi-Wan Saber.
Oh, that'd be easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still love that I got Cal's and that when I went to Disney because they had just released it a few months before in 2022, and
Yeah.
now I'm waiting to see what because they supposedly release like exclusive lightsabers to the East and West Coast every year. So it's been 2 years since we went, so I'm looking to see what lightsabers are going to be there this year because I will probably get one, if not build one, with the family. I'll get the girls to build it with me. And I'm not even that much of a Star Wars head. That's what's even funny. Like I like Star Wars, but I'm more for the experience of like
Well,
going through the land.
I
Which is
think
awesome.
one, you kind of have to. Everyone has to have a lightsaber at some point in their lives, I think.
Oh yeah,
And two, I have a wedding in May the 4th. My cousin is getting married, and her fiance are big Star Wars people. We still
need-
haven't found out if they're doing like dress.
do you need me
So
to mail you Cal Kestis' lightsaber so you can
no,
be cool?
I'm thinking I'm just gonna 3D print a saber, paint it up, and I'll just wear it out on my belt.
Nice, that'd be dope too.
You know,
Yeah,
Well,
Cal's
I'm
lightsaber's
sure-
heavy.
Friends
I
of
bet.
mine on Facebook, they actually went to a wedding last year, and they there's what they're called lithoplanes, which you 3D print.
Mhm.
When you get your printer, you'll be able to do it as well. And it's actually a picture, and when you put a light behind it, you can actually see the picture through the front. And she did like this vase, and it had a because the couple that got married loved dinosaurs. They were into dinosaurs, and she got this. She made this vase, and it had dinosaurs on the side of it, around of it, and it was in bits like there was white, and there was like mainly white, but the dinosaurs were like purple because that was the bride's favorite color. And she gave
Barney
it to
the
him as a
dinosaur?
printer. No, not Barney, a proper dinosaur. But yeah, and she gave it to the couple, and they absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then it wasn't a big wedding. It was only like about 20 of them there,
Okay.
and they all signed it as well. So it was really cool. So it's not only can you make things for yourself, but they make amazing gifts as well to other people as well.
Well,
3D
see,
printing.
one of the reasons. Whoa.
Whoa! They just had an earthquake. You okay?
I have to get a new camera. My camera is complete trash. My Elgato is just. I got issues with it. Hold on, let me get that fixed.
Man down.
Now,
There we go. Oh,
you know what? Hold on 1 second.
but
Technical
yeah, no.
difficulties brought to you by Dave's Dimension.
But yeah, no, 3D printing, absolutely amazing for gifts and stuff as well.
I agree. I think anything that's a creative gift from the heart that it still costs you. It costs the person making it something, but
It
it's a
costs
gift from the
time.
heart, and it costs time. And time is
Mm.
something that I guess and I think you would agree is it's the biggest gift of all because that's because we never get that back.
Exactly. I mean, you can always give like $20 or $50 to someone, but I mean that's the easy way, isn't it? When you can actually make something for them, and yeah, and it actually comes from here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And,
I love that.
And they appreciate that a lot more.
There you go.
You know?
And I agree with you 110%. I think that when you can give a gift from the heart like that, like, I give it to people like yourself and Rex, Millennium's Workshop, when you guys put in the time and effort to make something and you make it look amazing, that's that's like you said, the best gift is from this time. It's your heart. And
Exactly.
I think and it looks awesome. And that's something that, nobody can replicate.
No. Well, that's why I try to do a lot of things that you can't normally get. You know, like you can get an R2, but you're going to be spending like 25,000 US for it. You know what I mean? At Disneyland, and well, that one only cost me like $2,500 to do. It did take me 10 to 12 months out of my time, but I didn't have to spend 25,000, or if it's Australian, then it's probably closer to 40,000 on an R2. You know what I mean?
You know what I would love to get, and it's something that I know Disney has talked about doing, which is making the what's it called? I would love to get like the Tony Stark. Now, I don't want like the full-on Iron Man suit. What I love was when he had the partial, like he had the hand, and I got to do the gesture on camera. When he had the hand out like this, and he had the arc reactor, but it was connected to the blaster.
Yeah,
for the
like
hand.
that when he was fighting. Yeah,
I would love to have that as like a bust. And I've never seen Sideshow make it. I've seen them make it a hot toy, but I've never seen like anybody just do that. And that would be something cool because, like I said, my wife's a huge Robert Downey fan. I'm a big RDJ fan. So,
Dre, you see what's on the screen right now, right?
What's that?
It's the P1P.
This is the P1P. This is what I'm getting. Now you see, you could like a person could do a bust of the Thing.
CM Punk, right. That'd be awesome.
So I mean, there's like different. You can get like different panels, but I've seen how people can 3D print their own shells. Like this one right here. I saw a guy who did it in Iron Man colors, red and gold.
Yeah.
You know, so be really cool.
A lot of customizing I can do. Like here, there you go.
Dave, you know I'm a huge wrestling nerd.
Yes.
If you made me Cody colored, if I could get like Cody colored, the American Nightmare, winged eagle belt when he gets the title, that would be fire.
What about this? Red Hood?
Oh, that's
no, that's Red Hood.
That looks dope too. I want Spider-Man masks. That's what when we get the new house, that's gonna be my goal is to line the entire man cave with Spider-Man masks. Which I'll be leaning on my friends for 3D prints of those.
But like, there's like a lot of things like this is the AMS basically, where you can have multiple rolls of prints of the filament, and you basically program it in there apparently, so it knows what color to pull to do certain prints.
Oh, but Dave, you see that AMS machine?
Yes.
You can have 4 of those connected to your printer as well, so you can have up to 16 colors.
Yeah, I'd have to get like there's another piece called a hub.
Yeah.
The AMS hub. Yeah. I've looked at that, but like these are like for here it's like $350 US per one of those.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll start off with 4.
But the good thing about those is you can put your filament in there, and when your printer runs out, say if you've got like a little bit left on the roll and you want to go to bed, you can go to bed and then your printer will detect that and swap it to another roll, provided it's the same color.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Oh, the bamboos are pretty good. When they first came in, they changed everything in 3D printing, like the speed and stuff like that, because up until then, 3D printing between probably 2014 and up until about before last year, so probably 2022, the prices actually came down, but that was basically the only real thing that's happened in 3D printing, you know what I mean, other than just the standard home machine coming out, you know what I mean? And then Bamboo released the P1P, and with the speed of it, it changed everything. Then other manufacturers like Creality and stuff, they had to up their game, and they had to rush out their printer, which was the K1.
Well, I'm looking at this kit because my wife's coworker has suggested about me getting the enclosure kit, but with the fans and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would just look at it. I would print if you're going to put an enclosure on, I'll put the enclosure on first, see how the prints turn out. Because if the prints turn out fine, you won't need that.
Yeah.
If you've got a problem, then look into probably getting a kit. But other than that, yeah, I probably wouldn't even worry about it at the moment. You know what I mean? As I said, I would just look at getting the printer going, getting some good prints going, getting used to the printer before you start doing all these fancy upgrades. You know what I mean?
Well, like with me, it's one concern is it's starting to get warmer here in the apartment building we live in. It gets pretty warm.
Yep.
Especially since people below us love to crank the heat year round.
Yep.
So that's one reason. Like if I'm 3D printing something, I mean, I was thinking about just because I've seen some open, like some open space kind of shells people 3D printed on.
Yep.
You know, for the enclosures, like something like this is still exposed.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing something like that.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's only when you start printing other types of filament that's when you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because of TPU, ABS, they give off like fumes and stuff, which you have to be careful.
I think I'm just going to be sticking with PLA though for the most part.
Well, I'm nearly up to 5 years of printing, and 99% of the time I print with PLA. I have used TPU in the past, but only small things for that.
Yeah, I've heard from another person that a friend of mine. He used to 3D print Marvel Legends heads.
Yeah,
and he was saying that he is using some of the stuff that gave off fumes.
Yeah,
and
it's probably ABS.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, you know, his son he couldn't print because his son was sleeping in the same room as the printer. So for obvious reasons, he didn't want to do that. So it kind of slowed his business down.
Yeah. Yeah. If you use PLA, it's fine. As I said, I've been printing with PLA and it's been absolutely fine. You know, as I said, I've been printing with it 5 years and it's absolutely fine. So as I said, it's been absolutely fine.
Dre knows what one thing I plan on printing.
Oh, you didn't get that? I was trying to make a joke where I said it like 3 times.
Oh. Now I'm like reading a bunch of chats because I have friends who are in New York City right now for the Frozen Empire premiere in New York City.
Don't know if you can see that. That just finished.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me make you big. Hold up. Let me just we'll remove that. There you go.
That was, I don't know if you can see, it was just over 6 hours. And this is another Yoda head, which I finished yesterday. But that just popped off like that. So I'm going to have to, how much is on the filament? I may have enough. I'll try it. I'm just going to start up another print. Give me a sec.
Well, Dre knows I want to. I've built proton packs before, so now once I get a 3D printer, I'll be able to print, and I'm going to be making some custom packs.
Yeah. Well, you can do that, and what they do is, you'll be able to find files that have for small printers. Yeah. See, the one thing about 3D printing is you can't print on on nothing. You have to have a flat surface to print on. If it's not flat, then all you get is spaghetti, and it just comes out and it loops around, does nothing. That's what these are for. They're supports. See how they go up to the overhangs?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do. This is called tree supports. This is one of the support functions you can use in your slicer. But they will just pop off like that. And then you have a hand from Yoda.
Awesome.
You see? There is a lot of, well, not much with this model, but some light sanding, just maybe get the edges off.
Yeah.
Give him a
But
manicure.
that was 6 hours. On the bamboo, you can probably cut it down to about 3 hours. That's super fast. But that's the waste on it. So that goes
and that's that's my thought too. I can print flight stands. I could print all kinds of accessories for the figures I have here. So
anything
that's
you
part
want.
of it. Yeah.
The only thing I would suggest is you don't print very tiny like Warhammer figures.
No, I'm not. I'm not Henry Cavill. I'm not into that.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because what happens on the small figures, you will need supports, and it's too hard to get them off. You know what I mean? On the very small figures, but something like this size, perfect. So that's the only thing. But there's other like resin printers, but I wouldn't keep a resin printer in the house because that you need PPE for that.
There's something I built a few years ago. I'm going to show you it, and it's something I want to rebuild a 1-to-1 scale.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the pack. Yeah. Take a look at the one in the center.
Yep.
It's Back to the Future. Though, well, I sold all 3 of those. But these were made from the Spirit Halloween 80% scale proton packs. Yep. I want to do a 1-to-1 scale.
Yep. Well, you can do that.
Yeah, so that's my plan is I can build, I can print out the shell, and this way I'm printing out the parts individually, and I can do a lot more customizing that way too.
But also too, one thing I've found about 3D printing is don't be limited to 3D printing. My R2, here's a combination of probably 99% 3D printing, but he has got some wood. Where the center foot is, I've got a piece of wood, which the center foot actually bolts into because I actually wanted that really, really strong. So if you want to use the proton packs, you could probably use a little bit of wood or something on the back and then just add the 3D pieces to it. You know what I mean? And do combos like that. You know what I mean? The one thing I did learn about R2 is you got to think outside the box when you're making stuff, and you can use a variety of materials to make what you need.
Well, trust me, for that Back to the Future proton pack, some of the parts on there one was the Yahtzee Back to the Future thing for the flux capacitor because it lights up when it shakes. For some of the light hoses, I actually used old oxygen hoses for my asthma nebulizer.
Yep.
So trust me, there was a lot of different greebles that I kind of mixed around with. I even used for some dials.
Yep.
Just a Gatorade cap that I painted silver.
Yeah.
Silver, gold, different stuff. So yeah. Trust me, I think outside the box.
He does. But I'll give him his credit. He really does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I found with R2 was you really need to think.
Well, I want to print this I have the Playmobil Firehouse from Ghostbusters. And this is like Venkman's office from the movie. And they've scaled it so it fits perfectly in Playmobil.
Oh, nice.
Like, there's a picture. I'm like, I could either buy the brown filament or I can just paint it afterwards.
I spray paint a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, I use Rust-Oleum the 2 times the one that bonds the plastic. That's like my go-to.
Yeah. Well, R2, he's mainly Rust-Oleum. The helmet, this I actually painted on just for the decals and stuff. The white is actually the same white as R2. It's a Rust-Oleum satin blossom white, I think it is.
Nice.
That's for that. And that's just a wedge helmet, Black Series. I've just gone over the top.
Well, guys, it is almost 11 p.m. I have work early tomorrow, so I'm going to be hopping off. I want to thank Dre, the Collector's Safe Space, also my brother and co-host for the Outer Dimensions podcast.
Always a pleasure,
which
man.
will be returning soon on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, we should be returning if everything with my hand gets back to being normal. I should be back to hopefully next Wednesday is our goal, but if not, it'll be the week after. But we're definitely trying to shoot for Wednesday.
Yep. So we will be returning soon, talking about movies. Also Zombie Hunter.
Yep.
Go ahead and please check out Zombie Hunter. Do you have a channel or do you just?
Yeah, of course.
So please go ahead and look up Zombie Hunter 115 on YouTube. And
Put it there.
also, if you guys are into Ghostbusters, you might want to tune to Dave's Dimension at 9 p.m. Eastern this Monday night with some very special guests as we talk and we kind of do pregame. We kind of talk Ghostbusters in general and what our predictions are for Frozen Empire since it premieres next week. So please tune in. I do have a few guests, and in fact, one of them was in the chat this evening. So stay tuned. It's just going to be a bunch of Ghostbuster nerds talking about Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 1, the real Ghostbusters, just talking about Ghostbusters in general, how amazing Afterlife was to kind of reinvigorated the franchise, and what our hopes and what our thoughts are going into Ghostbusters Frozen Empire without getting too spoiled. We're just going to throw our predictions out there. There's a lot of spoiler type stuff out there, and especially I'm being exposed to my spoiler friends who are in New York City, but they're behaving themselves. But it's going to be a nice, fun hangout stream. I have a friend of mine, Nick Vitale of the Daytona Ghostbusters, who's going to be joining us. I believe as long as his schedule permits, we're going to have Nerd affiliated with us and maybe another guest or two. So it's going to be a fun hangout stream. And that's this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is this coming Monday. So please join us if you guys are hanging out. And we might even do a little open chat for people to come in. But it's going to be a nice little pregame, a little way for us to pregame because, well, Tuesday's not going to happen. Wednesday we're going to be doing the Outer Dimensions podcast, hopefully. Fingers crossed, right, Trey?
Yes.
And Thursday, I won't be able to stream because, one, it's Archer's night when he streams, and also I'm going to be seeing Frozen Empire that Thursday night.
And I'm seeing it Saturday with my family because my wife and the kids actually want to go see it. When my 14-year-old and my 3-year-old actually were very interested in this movie, my wife was and I were just nostalgic fans. So this is going to be a very good feel good movie. I'm excited about it. And then
you guys have no idea the chaos that is going on in New York City right now.
Oh, I can imagine.
In fact, if anyone's looking to follow up on what's going on, please check out the Buffalo G Busters on Instagram and on Facebook. That is the Buffalo Ghostbusters themselves right there. 3 of my teammates, Chris Burns, Glenn Goodberry, and Dan Lieberg, the guy behind my Frozen Empire action figures. The 3 of them drove all the way down to NYC. And of course, check out Ramblin' Nerd and the Real Nerd Busters on Instagram. They frosted the actual firehouse. Hook and Ladder 8 is completely frosted over right now for the premiere. Like, I'm not joking. They literally did. Let me see if I can pull up some of the photos here. This is the Real Nerd Busters. That's Hey Archer, Sal, and Ramblin' Nerd. They did this to the front of the firehouse. They look at that. They have ice and the sign is frosted over. And yes, that sign was the sign the Buffalo Ghostbusters fundraised almost 4 years ago now. So yeah, this is a working firehouse, and look what they did to it. They completely frosted it, man. But please check out the Real Nerd Busters. They've had some amazing coverage on this. I mean, look, they got Ernie Hudson talking. They showed the new van with all the proton packs and gear. If you look close enough, those are HasLabs. Those are the HasLab proton packs that they actually used in here. So it's kind of awesome. A lot of craziness going on. So please check them out. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the show for this week. Shouldn't say the show for this week. It was an impromptu. Started out with me rambling, and I'm rambling again. So, but
He loves his Ghostbusters. What can you say?
Oh, well,
Hey, well, I'm suiting up, so you know what's happening.
yeah.
Yeah, and you got people
Not-
like me and EC that are starting to suit up as well. So
Hey,
Dave, you call
It's
it
not my
rambling,
fault.
I call it passion.
exactly.
well, see, one of Archer's partners in crime is actually known as Ramblin' Nerd. So it's it's a thing. It's the thing with Ghostbusters. If you love Ghostbusters, you just kind of ramble on, but they've done a killer job. I mean, the Firehouse. It's my mecca, and I'll be there this June, like I am every year, because we do an annual Ghostbusters Day, and we do fundraising for the Firehouse itself every year.
Yep.
No, I don't want to do that. Hold on. StreamYard was being funny. It almost kicked me out. But yeah, I'm suiting up next week Thursday. In fact, the wife has been working on my suit, putting on my new patches.
Oh, nice.
That we because my wife's also part of the Buffalo Ghostbusters as well. She's our Lady Stay Puff. That is a real thing. I can't make that up.
So you're going to do a stream all suited up, or?
Well, I've done streams suited up before. So
Monday suit up.
It is a thing I have done.
Monday suit up.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm suiting up Monday. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna be watching
here.
you while I work on Monday, so I'm gonna need something to laugh at while I'm at work.
Well, just pick up a mirror.
I did.
There you go. You can see me and Mrs. Dimension suited up. This was like this past Christmas. We were doing an event with the Buffalo Ghostbusters at a actually an adoption party.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we do stuff all the time.
Have you got sounds on that?
Sounds?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like
No, I meant on the pack.
oh, on the pack? Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
cool.
my HasLab. That's my HasLab Proton Pack. I do have a 1-to-1 scale Proton Pack though.
Yep.
And that has full sound and a Bluetooth adapter. So I can play whatever is on my phone, I can play onto there. So I can have custom music playing. As my old suit needs a little bit of attention. I'll get all my little Ghostbuster pins right there. Buffalo Ghostbusters, you're gonna have the chicken wing. But this here, I know Dre has seen this, but you might get a kick out of this. Last October, me, my friend Dan, and my wife, we went down to New York City Comic-Con.
Yep.
And if you're gonna go to Comic-Con, what else are you gonna ride in? We rode in the Ecto One.
Oh, nice. Is that yours, Dave?
What, the car?
Yeah.
No. This belongs to Ectotech and Ecto NJ. They're based out of New Jersey. They're friends of they know us through the Buffalo Ghostbusters in our annual event.
Yep.
So what he does is he actually rents out tours around New York City where you get to ride in the Ecto.
Oh, nice.
So since he was going to Comic-Con, he was like, well, I'll give you guys a lift on the way. And we were staying in Jersey. So get the River of Slime. And we hopped in and I actually recorded our ride into it. He's got the containment unit. There's Mrs. Dimension.
I bet you got 1 or 2 looks in that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just imagine pulling up to Comic-Con in that.
Oh, man. Everyone would have been stopped and had a look.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could say, hey, I went to New York City Comic-Con in an Ecto.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, it was a blast. I mean, come on. My only thing is, I wish we would have had somebody who was already there recording it.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Transportation by Ecto Tech on because he's built several Ectos.
Yeah.
This Ecto itself actually was completely almost totaled. I shouldn't say totaled, but years ago there was a big hurricane that hit Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was completely flooded.
Yeah.
So he had to restore the car after all that water damage.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, everyone in the cars would have been turning their heads, having a look.
Well, we joked around like, do you ever get in trouble for putting the siren on? He says, I get in trouble if I don't put the siren on. Like literally, cops are like, come on. just because I actually have a short on YouTube of his car pulling out full speed out of the firehouse.
Yeah.
So we recreated that. This is, we're at Comic-Con, we're getting out. There's the three of us.
Yep.
Just climbing out, and he's about to pull off. And I mean, come on, it's the Ecto One. I mean, what's more iconic than a 59 Miller Meteor ambulance? I mean, he's got the white walls on there and everything.
That is cool. That's like pulling up in a DeLorean. Like you get
That's roomier, and it has wider turns.
Mm.
So, but yeah, that's some of the stuff I plan on doing. This is like some of the stuff I've done to my HasLab, my Proton pack. I'm looking forward to next fall when I get the 2 in the box. So sadly, I missed out on this, the Tommy Morpher, so I might 3D print one.
Is there much difference between your pack and the like the ones they used in the movie?
Well, like I said, the van I showed you a picture of a little bit before, they're using HasLabs in there.
Yeah. Did they modify them though at all, or?
Oh yeah, they definitely modified them a little bit because one, those Hasbro Proton packs much lighter than the ones that Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson wore in Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Yep.
So I mean, the fact that you have like these mass-produced ones, like you see, like right here, the barrel.
Yeah.
This is a decal you can buy on Etsy through Moby Signs to make it look more weathered.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of people who've done some heavy modifying to their Proton packs.
Yeah.
Let me go back here. Like, for example, like, okay, this is the stock iron arm. This is a 3D printed one I got.
Yeah.
So I've been doing modifications to my pack. Like, I replaced the old dirty cable with the new one because I'm slowly turning it into Frozen Empire. I replaced the barrel here.
Yep.
I replaced the side panel here. So there's little things I'm doing. I have a friend who has 3D printed and is painting a bumper, so it's going to look like Frozen Empire. It's going to have the yellow three prong bumper. So we're going to have that on there. So yeah, I am slowly modifying it to look like
the new one.
I mean, like here's the new one. They have a shorter what we call shock mount. He's also 3D printing that for me. So I'm going to have that and this on my HasLab. I don't have the copper wires here. They look they've rerouted the wires here, so I kind of have to do that. I have to kind of do what kind of looks like a kind of a circuit board almost going up and down, and this has to be silver. So those are a few things I still need to do. I still need to. There's my uniform. I got some new pins to go with it. So like, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff I need to. There's a few things I need to do. Like, I updated the decal so everything looks like it's painted, and actually this looks metallic. So I've been doing a lot of stuff to it. But there's a lot of people who have the 3D printed forms. I bought this stuff on Etsy, but of course, once I have a 3D printer, a lot of the stuff I want to do, I can just print the parts once I get the files.
Yeah.
Here's Archer. Let's see what Archer's saying. Well, first, let me see here. Maria, Tea Time and Telly, thank you for stopping by. Stopping to say hello. Sorry, I've been busy. No worries, Maria. We got I'm seeing it Thursday afternoon before my live. Awesome. Hold on one moment. Archer, I'm seeing it after work on next week Thursday. So me and Mrs. Dimension are gonna go see it. I might not. Some drunk people there. Might know some drunk people there. He says, okay, LOL. Working on mine right now. Haha. Just rewired some stuff. By the way, Archer, speaking of which, I'm looking at getting a Keep Alive board, but not through Frankie Geek. I'm looking at getting it through someone else. I found some issues between the wand and everything. My patch collection. because I collect Ghostbuster patches.
Yep.
This is just a small offering compared to what's really out there. Here's one of my traps. I actually took a Walmart trap from a few years ago, and I connected a heavy duty like workshop safety stop switch, so it will actually open up and close, turns the lights on and everything. So,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
well, that's the thing about the Ghostbuster community. The fans, we will modify stuff like you have no idea, and that's one of the good things Hasbro did. Was they designed it because they knew that us fans, like, they put an extra switch in there because they knew us fans would do stuff. I got my Ghostbusting kitty. Of course, my cat's gonna have a uniform. What do you expect? But yeah, like, I've done a lot of work on mine. I have a 1-to-1 scale pack. Yeah, there we are. My wife and my buddy Dan meeting Michael Rooker, and we gave him a custom
nice.
Ghostbuster shirts that we made.
Oh, cool.
Ghostbusters of the Galaxy kind of shirt. So
Yeah.
we did a bunch of stuff like that.
Oh, you would love that.
Those who are YouTubers might recognize this guy. Papa Gord came to Buffalo last June. And Buffalo Ghostbusters, our little setup. We have our own Ecto, all of our gear. So we keep busy. All of our stuff we do is for Toys for Tots year round. So we stay pretty busy with that stuff. But like, here's a bunch of my Ghostbuster gear. I got the goggles, the elbow pads, the safeguard, the belt gizmo, everything. I have 3 uniforms, I think. Soon to be 4. Some of my collection. A bunch of stuff on my this is all on my Instagram. And if anyone's still watching, guys, Ride for Roswell. The link is in the video description below. So go ahead and click the link to donate to Roswell Park and cancer research. And don't forget, anytime you donate $10, you're going to be entered into our prize wheels for Stream for the Cure in May. All you have to do to be entered is donate $10, take a screen capture, message that to me with your real name and your screen name on Instagram, and you're going to be entered in on all the wheels. I think we have about 7 or 8 wheels right now. $10 entry gets you in on all the wheels, guys.
I think we're at 7 solid, 8 as a possible. 8's a possible.
Of course, I got my charging station for my Proton pack. Let's see here. Let me see. That was a pack I built for my wife, but she didn't really like Proton packs, so I wound up selling that one.
Is that your? Did you make a diorama of the firehouse? Did you?
I did not. This is courtesy of Duff Man's Diorama.
Oh yeah. Oh, Duff make that.
Yeah, it's out made out of his insulation boards, and it's magnetic, so it does collapse. He actually made the he made
really cool
out of cookie cutters.
Oh, nice.
Like, this is probably one of my favorite pieces in my collection.
I don't blame you. It looks amazing. Have a look at it.
I'm trying to pull up. I have more pictures of my packs. I want to show you the 1-to-1 scale pack I actually built.
Yeah. How long did that take you?
Oh, maybe 2 or 3 months because I was squirreling away at parts. This is me attempting to print out a Ghostbuster plaque, but it failed, obviously. But here you go. There's the Ecto pulling out of the firehouse full speed.
That's so cool.
And unlike the movie, we did not speed up that footage.
Everyone's sliding to one side.
Hey, Don Ranger Power. Thank you for popping through. Saying hi to everybody. Yeah, down at the firehouse, we look at all the people here. This is like when things were dying down. We had a lot of people. This is like from this is 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And last year we had like 300, maybe 350 there. This is where the sign used to be. Now they actually hang the sign the way it should be on the front of the hanging it like you see it in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, where are you? Should be getting close.
I have the same problem with my photos, so don't worry.
Well, no, I wish there was like a search option or something in Instagram, so you can like pull up like, oh, I'm looking for my proton pack photo or something that was tagged in.
Yeah.
We should be almost there. There's us the first year.
Yep.
13 of the Buffalo Ghostbusters with 2 of our ectos in front of the firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Should be getting closer. Where are we? There we are. Okay. So this was when I first got it. It came in this big, massive box.
Yep.
All these parts, everything was completely disassembled.
Is that all 3D printed?
No, a lot of this is resin.
Yep.
So, yeah, this was all like resin parts. I kind of just like set everything just to see how it would look. It's through a company called Ben of Kent. And this is a true 1-to-1 scale, and it does have a bit of heft to it. I assembled a lot of the parts.
Yeah.
And that's me trying it on. I'm like, okay, this is a full-size pack now. because the 80% packs look really small on you.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if you're like 6 foot.
Well, I was a lot heavier, by the way, too. So
yeah.
This is me before I did my weight loss.
Yep.
But like the packs, they look kind of small on you at first if you're wearing an 80% scale pack.
Yeah.
But this is one of the Spirit Halloween ones. I just heavily weathered it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff. I want to rebuild the Back to the Future Proton Pack. I missed that. That was my baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's so many people said, "Oh, do you still have it?" Like, no, I sold it. I sold it to fund a HasLab.
Mm.
But yeah, so this I can print all these parts. I know they can all be done 3D printed, or I can buy some metal pieces here and there to do some of the parts. And then, I mean, with this blank slate, I can build anything on here. Talk to a few people about doing a Evil Dead proton pack.
Yep.
Where the proton wand would actually be a chainsaw.
Yep.
So we got a lot of ideas in the pipeline. There's a lot of stuff my wife wants me to print.
Yep.
And by the way, I am that nerd. I had to put a real clip art valve on here.
Well, if you can get the parts, why not?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, even on my let me see here. Here's my no, that was my 1-to-1 scale. Well, there you can see I actually have real brass components on here.
Yep.
But I also did that on my Spirit.
Yep.
On the Spirit, you can tell, like, okay, I put real brass parts here and up there. The clip art valve I left just stock. I actually had a V-hook on here so I could put the ghost trap on the side like they did in the cartoon. But yeah, and if you notice, the light sequence are reversed. Because you actually see it in the original movie between Venkman and Egon's packs are different rotations.
Yeah.
Don, I'm doing good. I was about to hop off. I seem to keep saying that. If you notice, I have blue tape on here on the pack in this one picture.
Oh, you're going to spray? Well, you're going to spray it then?
Well, I painted it flat black, but then there's certain parts of the pack where you have to. It's a little trick. Some in the actual proton packs, some parts are a bit coarse, a bit rougher, because you use truck liner spray, black truck liner spray. It's a little trick. So I had to keep certain parts painted or taped up, so that would be nice and clean and untouched by the coarse black spray. Just regular flatbed. Like if you have a pickup truck, you just want to kind of like coat it. That's the stuff you use. So, but yeah, I've done a lot of. There it is. Afterwards, all the tape is covered, and then I got to peel it off. After it's peeled off, you can see where it looks nice and clean.
But that looks so good, though.
Yeah. And I don't have a garage. I don't have a garage. I don't have a basement. I live in an apartment complex. So this is me like outside doing the spraying. I went to my brother's garage, did a little bit of painting, but
Your neighbour's going, oh, it's Dave's. Dave's at it again.
but yeah, this is like the inside. I had to put the Buffalo Ghostbuster decal on the inside for pride. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to build because with cosplay, there's just so much I want to do.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for hopping on and hanging out and listening to me ramble on.
No, that's okay.
But I want to thank everyone for popping through. Dre, I know he had to hop off.
Oh, Drago, did
Jordan.
he?
Yep. Yeah, he's got a little one at home, so I'm sure he's
fair
taking
enough.
care of her. But I want to thank everyone who popped through the chat. Thank you, everyone who supported the channel. We're at 1,900 subscribers, which I still can't believe. Dre said Google crashed on him. No worries. But again, guys, please, anyone, if you see my posts about Ride for Roswell, if you want in on it, all I have to do is $10 donation to Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. And you take a screenshot of that, you message that to me on Instagram at Dave's_dimension. And all you have to do is give me the screenshot, your real name, and your screen name, and you're going to be entered in on all the wheels. So, guys, I want to thank everyone for popping through. Let me go ahead and clear the board a little bit. There we go. And, guys, as always, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. Keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.
There you go.